We are live. Nice. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Good morning, good night, wherever you are. Thanks for joining me. So we're doing our spec, our new comic book day. So this should be a fun one. I do have my two legends, my two information guys, Mr. FaceTime. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
I just brought you in.
Missed last week, but we're back.
Yeah. I will say quickly, now that I have you here, it's another Sunday, another Eagles loss. On to next week. I think it's over.
Is there a football season this year? I wasn't aware.
That's how I'm kind of thinking. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm going about things, man. It's just it's getting crazy out there. My dad's a Packers fan, and he was just kind of messing with me today, messaging me all this BS and all that. So it's not a good season. Like I said a few weeks ago, when you tie against the Bengals and lose to the Browns, it's not a good year. So,
man, I don't know, man. It's all bad, but at least it's a ridiculous season, even in like college sports. I mean, it's what's going on in college football. There's teams losing that just doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
it's all around. It's a weird season.
We got our Super Bowl about a couple years ago, so it is what it is. And I don't want to leave my main man.
Sure.
Not my main man, but my main new Canadian brother, because Keys is MIA, aka sleeping. But I got my main man. I hope he's wearing sleeves, Mr. Hyper. What is going on, brother?
What is up, man? In this weather, there is no choice but to wear sleeves. And by the way, I mean, it's probably good that you left me backstage because I got nothing to contribute to your football talk. So,
it's all good.
Don't worry, no.
Hash it out.
Nobody has anything to contribute to that football talk this year.
Yeah, we'll get you in. So I just want to acknowledge the chat before we get started. Bricks, what's going on, brother? Evan, Kid Collector, Luis, Magic Lasso, noob. I'm hoping you can watch the video I drop tomorrow afternoon. Absolutely, man. You know I always.
I gotta shout out Kid Collector, because him, Joey does comics, and Wes, they all did actually a video together actually at 6, which happened 3 hours ago today. So definitely check it out. Unfortunately, I missed it, but I'll definitely catch on the rewind. But yeah, it's the next generation talking about comics.
For sure. I love it.
Oh, yeah, you got to check that out.
I love it. And High Face, the dude that knows his money sign, number sign, exclamation mark, and sign. Hyper, what's going on, brother?
I'm kind of getting worried that people are getting a bit of hyper fatigue, because I've been... I think other than Wednesday, I've actually been on a YouTube show since this past Sunday. So it's almost like, is it too much too soon kind of thing?
No, man.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It'll work for you, okay? Just think about that.
All right.
Joel, what's going on? Newbie, what's the grail of yours you got in? Okay, so it's coming. The video is coming, I promise. I've kind of been not lazy, just been super swamped putting out videos. So I promise you, this week there's gonna be 2 videos out. One's gonna be super fun, and the other one might be that Grail one. Who knows? Back wall is looking even good without James Franco being rep. Sith Lordy, what is going on? Raider Bear, good win against the Jets. Hood Rat, what's going on, brother? Bash. Appreciate it. Astro Wizard. All right. Sparks is in the house too. Doc. Louie. What's going on, brother?
Dude, hey,
newbie. Did Dallas win or lose this weekend?
Sorry, hold on. Hyper, what'd you say?
No, you're kind of freezing up for a second. That's why.
Oh, sorry. And Dallas plays tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Dallas, well, so we got a chance that they'll lose.
Yeah, hopefully. Noobs, is that Iron Man you've been hunting? You know what? You'll see. Actually, when the box came in, I didn't even know it was the Grail. I just thought with the tracking that I was looking for, like I just assumed it was the book. So when it came, I was like head over heels. It took me a while to like open it because I didn't want to get too hyped up if it wasn't that book. So I was just kind of, kind of touching the box and being like, all right, just, if you are this book, So yeah, it was pretty funny, but my
Well, you
girlfriend.
definitely hyped it up with that photo that you posted.
Yeah, she
Looking
took
like
that picture because I walked into my kitchen and I was like, whoa.
you look like Rafiki from The Lion King.
Kid Collector, hey Nubian face, be careful. Hyper likes that.
The kids are not
Whoa.
fooling me.
The kids. JJ, what's going on? Kev, all right, and I can't forget Mr. Hawaiian Punch. Actually, he shout out to him because he knows his shit too, man. He messaged me a few weeks ago. I posted it on IG. He posted that Black Light limited to 3,000. I missed out, but he did give me that heads up, and that is very dope of him. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the knowledge and that book.
Wait, what was it?
It was that Marvel Blacklight one.
Yeah, I kind of passed on it myself.
Nice.
Yeah, it was only 3,000 copies.
No, wasn't it 1,000? It was 3,000.
I think it was 3,000.
Which one was it? Was it was that the Venom one or the I guess like Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy or whatever?
Yeah, it was Mary Jane one. Yeah, the Mary Jane one.
Okay, yeah, the first one that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess
thank you because I actually picked that up too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you get it on that site that I sent you, or were you just picking it up randomly? Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He also gave me another book that I might bring out today, but we'll see. Because it was talked about. I saw Bueller talk about it. I saw somebody else talk about it. So I was like, okay, my guy, Hawaiian Punch sent me this information like 2-3 weeks ago. So, I got to give credit where credit is due. So I appreciate it, brother. All right, so
for sure,
let's get down to it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. This week, not like last week. I mean, I think last week was a little slow outside of that King is Black stuff. But this week, I think we got a lot of goodies coming. A lot of goodies.
I can see. Look like it's going to be a pretty good week.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get it on.
I mean, phrasing.
Yeah, so we'll start right off with Image Comics.
The big one.
The crossover. Big one. Wait, what did you say?
Crossover. The big one.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. I was like, wait, what? No. So yeah,
you heard.
It is crossover. Man.
Crossover is gonna be like I guess. Okay, so it's going to be the hot series or whatever, but I actually don't think this is going to be the biggest book from Image this week.
Oh, okay.
As far as
like new releases, you mean?
What you're going to get in the end. When you go down the list a little bit, there's a couple of issues that are going to be pretty interesting how they play out in the market.
Do we know if these are the only two covers? I'm assuming they're not, but these are not the only two covers that we're getting from Crossover this week, correct?
Definitely.
No, I think we're getting ratios as well.
Yeah, there's a few ratios and shit tons of store exclusives.
Yeah.
As always, yeah. I mean, look, I read.
Sorry, Hyper, what were you saying?
No, I'm saying I read Crossover one. I mean, it was cool and all, but I mean, it wasn't like. I know a lot of people are gushing over that first issue, but to me, it was more or less a setup so far. I mean, I wasn't like it was great, but it wasn't as. I'm not gonna hype it up as much as it needs to be.
Yeah.
I'll just wait and see how issue 2 plays out.
Right. Yeah. It was a lot of setup mostly. Yeah. Which I mean, you got to expect in the first issue because we're getting something completely new and where they're going with it. So.
And issue 2s are usually historically, where you get your next couple characters, your, storyline, of course, things like that. So it will be interesting. I just think it's going to probably be one of those books that stores are buying big amounts of. So, if you missed out on FOC, you're probably going to be able to pick one of these, at least one of these two up for sure. If not,
for sure.
cover A at least for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with the series and check it out. You know, I mean, we've seen the cover to issue 3. We know that Spawn is probably gonna make an appearance. So
yeah.
Yeah.
We got Getting It Together number 3. It looks like it's paying homage to Amazing Spider-Man 50, that Kingpin
Yeah, for sure.
cover.
right.
I don't know. 3 out of 4.
Are you guys reading this series? I mean, I'm not.
I am not.
It's apparently like some kind of sitcom written as a comic form.
A sitcom. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna ask you guys
that
about.
Doesn't make me want to read it at all.
No, not at all. I was actually gonna ask you guys about this Homesick Pilots because again, it is a number 1.
So I've been back and forth on this book because I look at the covers and I like them, and I'm thinking,
yeah, I do too.
All right, this looks like it could be interesting. I want to check it out. So then I look at the solicitation, and the first line is something like, "A haunted house walks across America," and you fucking lose me.
In the summer of 1994, a haunted house walks across California. Inside is Amy, the lead singer of a high school punk band. Wow!
All right,
like as soon as I read "a house walks across whatever," I was like, "What the fuck?" So I mean,
nothing in that sentence actually drew me into the story.
Right? It was
not at all, man.
Just such a shitty solicitation, but the cover's dope.
But the thing is, but here's the thing though, Face. I have heard people talk about this series, like almost like I mean maybe because it's a number 1 coming, it's like a number 1 issue. But I have heard different sites and people hyping this issue up, so I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe
it sounds like it's going to be in the in that that horror vein that's very popular right now, and it could very well be great. It's just the solicitation doesn't sell me on it. The cover does. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to read it.
And Bricks kind of beat me to it, but in the citation as well, it says, and I thought this was kind of comical, but it says, except 3 chord songs and big bloody action. That's Power Ranger meets The Shining. And in quotation, or in brackets,
they kind of pulled me back in with Power Rangers meets The Shining, because that's really like what the fuck, but in a good way.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
I'll let Face take the grenade on this one and let me know how that issue goes.
Yeah, there's so many covers coming out as well. So I mean, it's not crazy. Again, I'm saying this because a lot of people kind of freak out sometimes when we do our show or other people do shows leading up to Wednesday, and they just say, "Oh shit, I didn't know that book had this character. I didn't know this. This was hot or this was a number 1," and then they miss out. That's why I kind of add sometimes after we finish talking about a book, like, hey, you know what? I probably wouldn't freak out. It's probably going to be at your shop, even if you didn't order it. So, But yeah, I can imagine. I mean, obviously, if there is a cover that you specifically want, well, you might be screwed, but you can always bet on at least the cover A, if not the first variant being there. So, Face, I think I know what you're talking about. Sorry?
The next 2 books, I think, are going to be pretty popular this week.
Oh,
both the Savage Dragon reprints. You got the Peanuts homage, and it's going to be, probably pretty low print run, being that it's the 3rd print, and I didn't even know this was coming out. I missed this. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm probably not going to be picking up a copy of this, because I don't think any of my LCSs are going to have it. So if any of you find it, let me know. But I did manage to get the 2nd print of 253, which, I mean, if you got the 1st print, it's a good one to go with it. It is slightly different in the word bubble. It's not endorsing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris anymore. It's actually congratulating them. So
I guess it would go well with the 1st print. It's almost like pre-election, post-election.
Right, exactly. If you got the 1st print, it'll pair well with it or whatever.
And don't sleep on those, because I just always go back to that Barack Obama Spider-Man one. It's that 600 range where Spider-Man was very low. it's still a book that sells for a pretty penny. I mean, the politics and things like that, it does sell. So if you do want to pair it up, it's going to look great. Not that I knew, I looked on previews and I did some research, and I saw that purple one was coming out. I just kind of failed to mention it, I guess. So, my bad on that one.
It's one of those things. It really, the only difference between it and the second print,
it's just the color.
Is just the background color.
Yeah.
But I like the Peanuts homages.
Red,
so
right? It was red.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was red and then green or something. Yeah, red and then green and then purple.
Yeah, red. Yeah, that's what I remember too. All right, moving down to Dark Horse. Oh wow, that was pretty much it. So Dark Horse, we got Alien original screenplay, 5 out of 5. The end of the story. We got 2.
Oh, Newbie,
the alien. This alien issue. I think we had actually talked about this on a show previously. I'm actually picking this up. I've been getting the whole series. I'm a fan of Alien.
Yeah,
in general. But this book in particular has some significance. Look at what happened with the Star Wars Darth Maul issue. That was the last, comic that was under their license. That's a really low print run, really hard to find. And, this is going to be the last Alien comic that's going to come out from Dark Horse.
Yeah, which, I mean, it could be valuable. Do you think it's going to be highly printed though?
Yeah, it'll be probably low print run.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, Hyper, what were you saying?
I'm saying that you didn't click view all, so I think you might be missing out on some of the other Dark Horse issues.
Oh shoot! Yeah, my bad. Yeah. So we got that Alien one. We got Bill and Ted Are Doomed, number 4 out of 4. So again, another series that's finishing up. What else we have here? Neil Gaiman, Norse mythology. Is that how you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Norse mythology.
Right, but I'm not.
I'm not on this one, so that's kind of a pass for me. Oh
man,
shoot!
I actually was on it for a little bit.
Yeah. So this week,
I actually just jumped off of it.
Oh, did you? Yeah. What was it that kind of set you off?
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not bad or anything. I was just looking to cut back on some of my pools, and it was just one that didn't make the cut anymore.
Hey, we all got to do that sometime, right?
For sure.
Yeah, I got a pretty big pool list. So
I think 2 books that I've regretted. 2 books that I've regretted in the last 3 weeks that I have not picked up. One of them is Sea of Sorrow, which came out 2 weeks ago. I thought I was going to be able to find it at a shop. I was unable to find it. So Sea of Sorrow is one of those books on my.
I was actually surprised when you told me you couldn't find that one though. I mean, but then again, I guess your shop might be under ordering because I think I was still able to find it. So if you're really looking, let me know.
Yeah, so we might have to talk. Man, come on. Yeah. It's a black cover book. I don't know. I liked what I was reading about it. And then the other one was I actually told Face that green cover, but Resident Alien, Your Ride's Here, number 1. It was that funky green.
Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning that one.
Yeah. I couldn't find it. But number 2, apparently my shop has. So I'm kind of hoping, my shop says they have it and they'll put it aside, but sometimes they don't set it aside, which is annoying. I hope they do set this one aside for me because I kind of like just everything that's going on here, to be honest with you.
So this is more of a cover buy.
Okay.
What's that, Hyper?
So this is more of a cover buy for you, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cover. But the story apparently is supposed to be like really, I don't know, really out there. So I thought, you know what, give it a shot.
I think it's getting a Netflix show or something like that.
That's what we were hearing when we talked about issue number 1. I remember I did some like quick information and stuff like that, and people, I had people actually message me afterwards, be like, "Oh man, thank you. I picked it up. I wouldn't have known that if I didn't, listen to the information." So yeah, I don't know when it's coming out. And again, we're in that era. I don't want to say era, but the COVID year. We're in this time where anything can be optioned. Like people always say, oh, you know what, this is going to be optioned, or this, I heard this might be optioned. So yeah, just be careful. But yeah, I like it. And hopefully the guy has it for me. We got True Lives, Fabulous Killjoys.
It's like that Peanuts homage for me. If you like it, you just like it.
Yeah, and Face, if you can't find it, let me know, because I just drove up an hour a couple days ago to a new shop in my new area actually, and man, they still had like Firepower 1. They had the orange.
I would definitely grab that. Definitely grab the Firepower 1.
They had the orange homage one. They had like a few covers that I was like, how the hell do they have this here still?
Wait, orange homage?
Right?
Which one?
The Peanuts one that Faces.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They still had that. They had an Ice Cream Man one, and they had something else. I can't remember, but I remember seeing it being like, how is this still here?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
From what you just told me right now,
Yeah, seriously.
If anything, if there's one issue I'd pick up from that bunch, it's that Firepower 1. I'm telling you, that's I just have a good feeling about that issue.
And Hyper, I think we were talking about it the other day. Actually, I think it was when we talked about that secret variant that came out. And
secret variant.
Yeah, when we talked about
Firepower.
No. When we were talking about that secret variant on Friday.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think I had talked about Firepower, and I think somebody had said, oh, well, it's no surprise. You can find Firepower 1 in most markets. And I had a messenger be like, man, no, like here in my area anyway, like it's hard to find it. So now, like I picked up a book, but now I have to go back that way. And I think I'm going to be picking up, hopefully, if he's got more copies, maybe 2 or 3.
But I would definitely.
Yeah, Firepower's been great.
Yeah. And I can see it being something. Everyone who I know who is reading that book loves it. Keys is saying that he can see it being something special one day. So, you know what? It's not a bad idea. I have that previews book too to go with it, so I can pair it up. So yeah, I'm really digging it. All right, IDW. I think has got Face's name written
and said that Firepower is his baby since he's pretty much done with The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So
he's having big plans for it for sure.
Yeah.
Read online. It was a fun read. Yeah, definitely. I saw some here. Hyper better not beat me to them. Oh, so I guess he Pacino is in the same area as you, Hyper.
Yeah. He actually the funny thing about that is he just changed his name to Pacino because he was going by his actual name. So he thought better of it, and probably he realized that he might need to put an alias because he was the only guy putting his full name on blast.
Oh, jeez.
So.
Well, hey, if anybody needs Firepower, just let me know, because if that shop has it, I don't mind buying it. I think I sent you guys the video. There was maybe 10 or 12 of them. I don't know. I can't remember. So we'll see. And it's still
there's definitely quite a few.
That's the shocking thing, because that book came out in what?
And you know something else? I think Skybound got a deal where they have first look rights with Netflix, and I know they're doing the Invincible animated or whatever, but I get the feeling like that's not the only series that they want to go after, and there's definitely potential in Skybound with Firepower and what else? I think Oblivion Song.
Yeah.
And
Stillwater.
I grabbed at least 3 copies of those as well. Stillwater is another series I have a good feeling about. Azores, it's snowing bits and here and there, but I think we're supposed to start getting some real snow in a week or so.
I got no snow here, so I'm not jealous of you at all. Southern is saying his shop has a whole stack of the free comic book day Firepower still. I would probably pick up 1, maybe 2, especially if it's free. I just would.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the things that we've seen, especially with that virus stuff and things like that, if you're looking at it from an investment side, you know what? It's free. Just pick it up next time you're there. add it with your Firepower 1, and who knows, man? Who knows?
Yep, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, Department of Truth is I think everybody's on that. It's just a crazy series.
Yeah, I think they actually signed a deal for Department of Truth now.
Yeah, which is crazy that they go.
Yeah, it's like fucking 2 issues in, it's already got a TV deal.
Yeah,
crazy. All right, so we have Comic Book History of Animation #1. Ooh, I'm passing.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm just hearing about this right now. So.
That's past me. I mean,
it's the one that I would put some money down thinking that Face would pick it up. Is got to be G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. Face is all over that G.I. Joe. Yeah. So you got 2 covers that we can see. I don't know. G.I. Joe's not really my thing. Is anybody buying into Goosebumps? Secret of the Swamp?
I can't say as I am.
No. I haven't bought Goosebumps since the actual novels.
Yeah. Since
I was like 12.
I haven't watched Goosebumps or anything Goosebumps since Snappy. I watched that episode when I was a kid.
Listen, if you really want a good laugh, you should really watch those old episodes of Goosebumps just for the sheer acting. And I'm using quotes.
Yeah.
When I say acting.
Man, I don't know if I can do it.
What about Are You Afraid of the Dark? Same thing, man. It's just
same thing. But I found that Are You Afraid of the Dark actually had better production value, whereas Goosebumps, it almost felt like these costumes were made in Shop Clash or something by kids.
I think we're just saying that though, Hyper. I think we might be biased just because of the fact that Are You Afraid of the Dark was Canadian.
Actually, I think Goosebumps wasn't it also filmed in Canada?
Ooh, I don't know.
But I don't know. I mean, between the two, I always felt Are You Afraid of the Dark just had a bit more of a spookier feel to it.
Yeah. I think you guys will be big fans of this one. Marvel Action Chillers #3 of 4. Hyper, you're usually getting the variants or
1 in 10.
Yeah, the 1 in 10.
The last 2 1 in 10s have been books that I feel you should grab. Like the first one had the Riri Williams and Doctor Strange, and like I think I mentioned it to you, or we kind of test this out. Anything that has Riri Williams as a ratio variant, I'm picking it up.
Anything that has Riri Williams will. Okay, and this is not breaking news. I've only had 1 apple juice so far, but I think
apple juice.
I do think the way we saw that Miles spike, I think we'll see that Riri spike. I think we'll see the Nova spike. I think we'll see Camila Khan, like all of that. I think we're going to see spikes. Each one of those characters is going to take a spike. And I think those 1 in 10s that you have with Riri are going to be a gold mine down the line for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, shops aren't really ordering this series, by the boatload anyway. So usually they might only get 1 ratio. I mean, 1 in 10 ratio.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And that's the problem because then you go Wednesday, afternoon, and the book is on their wall selling for $30-$40. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's why you gotta get that. You gotta get that early jump.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to catch.
Obviously,
for the first issue, I didn't manage to get it for the second.
Oh, I thought you got them for both.
No, I missed the second one. The shop just didn't have it. They didn't order enough.
Here's the thing: between the two, I actually think the second one has better potential, just because we don't see that many Elsa Bloodstone covers as opposed to Riri Williams.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm obviously a big believer in that whole Riri Williams, aside from the whole Iron Man thing. I just do believe in the character. I do believe there are some hints in there that, tell a tale, and I think her day is coming. So what I would recommend everybody to do is probably, start picking these covers up, just like that.
Wait, Newbie, can you do me a favor? Can you just click on that Action Chillers just to see what the 1 in 10 is? Remember that trick that we did where you could see what ratio?
Yes, sir.
Just curious what this week's.
Ooh. What is that? Wasp? No.
Wasp.
Oh.
Okay, so that's your 1 in 10.
Yeah, it's Wasp.
I was expecting a little more, to be honest with you.
I actually won't be that upset if I miss this one.
Yeah, this one, because of the three, I think
did
this
want the
would
second
be.
one.
Yeah. So, hey,
Yeah,
there's some winners some days, and then there's not. I think
The
the real
second one-
winner was the one that you got, that Riri Williams one. What was it, like 3 weeks ago? Not even.
But actually, between the two, actually, the Riri Williams is only selling for $15.20
Yeah.
right now, which I'm surprised. But the Elsa Bloodstone in Canadian is selling for like $40.50.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Or pardon. Sorry.
Oh, pardon.
I'm just trying to be polite. We got
I don't
Mountain
do that.
Head number 5 of 5. It's the end of the story. To be honest, this is again one of the perfect example. I don't even remember talking about the previous issues about this book. So
Yeah, I don't
No.
remember this one at all either.
I'm gonna skip Scarant Hood. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I mean, Scared Hood. I know Sparks picked this up. I'm not sure how good this is. This is, I think, another kind of horror-ish kind of book.
It's got that vibe.
Yeah, I can't, but I'm not gonna pretend and like I know what the story is about, though. So
Yeah, I can't say that I know anything about that one either.
just for anyone out there, just letting you know, it's issue 2 is coming out this week.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ongoing number 112.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Now that's a definite must
That's a
get
definite
for
pickup.
me anyway.
It's
That
not
is
just a pickup; it's a multi-copy pickup for me. It's A and B pickup.
Yep.
It's a 1 in 10 pickup for me. Yeah, I'm pretty much picking it all up.
So let me see if I can get the 1 in 10 here.
It's not. Yeah, the 1 in 10 is not that special. That's the Eastman variant.
Yeah, that's
Which I
just
actually
a beat cover.
Okay, well, let me see if I can get
Just
this.
bump it up one more. Yeah, that's the.
There we go.
Yeah, nothing too special, but I mean, I'm just collecting all the 1 in 10s anyways. Because
Right.
here's the thing. The reason I would pick this issue up is because we know that 113 is a big issue where we're getting the future versions of Lita and the other Turtle Clan. So usually when that issue, like when it's solicited on, the next issue, there's a chance that the last few pages of 112 could lead into that. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Like,
true.
well, and the other thing is, I mean, we got the cameo last issue of Toka and Razar in this continuity, so
shout out to Secret of the Use.
this will be the first full appearance of them in there. So
Yeah, and apparently, I think Bebop and Rocksteady are supposed to be making their return. I don't know if it's in this issue or the next issue.
I think the big turtle book this week will be that second print of The Last Ronin.
Yes. Yeah.
I think, people are seeing it. I messaged Keys, and I think I told you, Hyper. I'm not sure if I told Face, but and again, you look at the price tag too, $8.99. So in Canada, that's what, $11?
Yeah, it's. I mean, unless you do like a pre-order special with your shop, yeah, you're looking at it to be about $11, $12.
$11, man, that is crazy. But here's the thing. I was looking on eBay because I am the proud owner of 2 Ashcan ones. I was looking on eBay to see what was going on with the Ashcan and what was just in general going on with the Last Ronin issue. And people were pairing it up, and they were going for almost like $400 or $500.
Wait, pairing what? The first print with the Ashcan?
And the first print, and then some guys threw in like some like a different variant or whatever, and they were going for like $400 or $500, man. I saw an Ashcan 9.0 by itself for 380 or 390.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Those ash cans are hard as hell.
It's
in good condition just because of the way they shipped them and everything like that. And they were so thin.
It's crazy. Yeah, don't remind.
I'm curious though if someone actually bid on those prices or.
Well, here's the thing. So JJ
Right,
was
that
just
doesn't seem like kind of high.
but they're so it was an asking price. However, there was 26 watchers. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
when there are that many watchers, like, you know that that's the market saying, okay, so it's going to be hard for the seller not to get that.
I mean, that was 26 people wanting to see if some other dumbass bought it for that price.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I mean,
So
we did see people buying Daredevil for $60. Whoops, did I say that?
$60.
I mean, that's high. That is really, really high.
$60
Yeah.
starting bid.
Hey, listen,
I
to some people,
I got
some
mine.
people, that's money well spent, I guess.
But yeah, I really do think that this is the big winner. $11 for a book. Wow.
I mean, I guess if you could get 10 copies of it and flip them in a day, you made out pretty good.
The thing is, I'm probably picking up 2 of these just because I'm mental when it comes to turtles. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's hot. Again, it's another thing that if you pair it up with the first print, and if you were lucky to have an ash can, I mean, it seems to be the way things are going now. People are pairing these second prints and these ratios with a previews or whatever, and it's working.
Yeah, because they sell better as
it's nice
they
to have them
definitely
all
you'll
together.
get more of a return.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, and this is going to be no secret. I have decided to send both of my ash cans away. I'm going to get them pressed. I'm going to get them graded. And yeah, so if a 9.0 is going for basically under $400, if I get a 9.0, I'll be happy.
But Noob, I would be careful on that just because it's going for that much, but I'm just curious if someone actually paid. That's my only concern, because $400 on a 9.0 for a modern book seems quite steep.
Some say the legend was going to be a guest today. Yeah,
I mean,
100%. Dude, it's going to be, yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things that, it's super rare. The art is changed on it. So, I mean, it's something that people want, right? And it's crazy to me because it was free.
It is. People buying it for sure.
I watched so many people walk by the freeze, the free book. So many people walk by it. And now, I mean, people are like going nuts, man. It's crazy. Again, that's why when there is a free comic book day, I just grab all of them. I don't care. Like, there's been times.
But your shop doesn't give you a limit, because my shop, you can't just grab all the free issues. They usually give you a limit on, you can only grab like 4 or 5 issues. So you have to end up hopping to different shops to end up getting all of them.
Man, my shop.
Listen, you got to do that shit real strategic when they do that. So if they got limits, you got to strategically get your pulls. Okay, if that book ain't gonna sell really fast, and you know it's gonna be there tomorrow, just let it on the shelf. Come back tomorrow, buy that book, get a couple more free issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only problem though is when it's a small shop and the store owner kind of knows you. He already knows like you've already grabbed your free issues. That's when it becomes.
I mean, I don't know, because those issues are there for us, the consumers, to get. So I
agree.
I kind of disagree with that, because it's supposed to introduce you to new material. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. Check that out right there.
But Noob, you go to Soul 2 though. That might paint a whole different story.
That's very true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's see here. 57, 64, 52, 100.
So clearly the people selling were on that good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just crazy. But a 9.4, man.
It is going up.
Yeah. So I'm keeping mine. Plus, it's one of those big ones too. So like, I just feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, and like I told you, man, like all signs point to this series being a really good one. So I would say that when the last Ronin concludes, that ash can is probably going to have a greater value than it has right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I had one of them on sale for like $30 on eBay, and I just took it down. I was like, yeah, no way.
Yeah, smart man. It's a good thing so no one didn't bite on that before you took it down.
Thank God. We got Transformers number 25. Face, I think you're on Transformers too, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is sort of it goes back into the beginnings of the war for Cybertron and everything like that. So it's been a great series.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that other book that's coming out there. I always butcher this name. Face is a huge fan, and I know we got a lot of people in the chat that are fans of this. This has been heating up, especially his first appearance and things like that. But it's Usagi.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yo, Usagi.
We're taking the training wheels off.
Usagi Yojimbo.
There you go.
Number 15.
I just want another Death Vader.
Death Vader, man, it's not gonna happen.
Okay, now Newbie, you gotta pull that up. You gotta pull that up.
Listen,
and show the RI for that.
It takes a while
you listen to the episode we did on Friday, right? Where Newbie created a new character in the Marvel universe.
Oh fuck.
What was her name, Noob?
It was
Yolanda.
Yeah, Yolanda.
Below.
Yolanda Below.
Yeah, Yolanda. Number 15, can find it for the life of me. Can't find it or can?
Hey, I mean, why not?
Can. I'm guessing you're saying can't find it.
Really?
But Noob, me and Face are...
Yeah, you got to pull that RI up.
Yeah, you definitely need to pull the ratio up for this one because me and Face are both getting it from our shops. Well, I hope my shop actually got it. I told him to order it. It's a pretty fire cover, though. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, this cover is amazing.
I think I've seen this before somewhere. I can't remember where. I think I might have seen it a few days ago or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 10.
Yeah, I think I've seen this one before. Yeah, that looks pretty dope, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And the thing is, even though it's a 1 in 10, this is one of those series you're not gonna find a lot of these around because even my shop, he's told me normally he only orders 3 copies of Usagi Yojimbo, so he had to actually increase his order just to get this 1 in 10 for me. So
right,
yeah.
Which is crazy because it's.
I know it's new, but I think
such a good series.
I've seen it. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it hit pushback. Yeah, I don't know. It looks familiar to me, so I don't know.
It did get pushed back at one point.
Yeah. Okay. So then maybe we did see this. I don't know. When I saw the cover, just pull up right now, like it just looked like a book that I've seen before. So.
Well, I know we've been talking about it for a while. I mean, pretty much as soon as it came out was released in previews and we saw the RI. I know that Hyper and I had started talking about it.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Face on that one because it wasn't even on my radar until Face messaged me about it.
So. Yeah, so Kevin's getting it too at 1-2 Talk. He's saying this copy will be fire. Yeah,
it's an amazing cover, and
I don't think around us, I don't think around me and Keys, and maybe Keys might be able to correct me on the rewind, or if he's watching, I think he's sleeping, but I don't think that title is. Our shops get a lot of them, to be honest with you, because I don't see a lot of people getting that book. Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
And we're usually one of the first ones.
I personally think that you should start grabbing it. It's a great series. It's totally worth reading.
I'm going to pass by Dynamite. I mean, we got your Red Sonja and your Vampirella, but it doesn't seem like there's anything.
Actually, we do have one on Dynamite that I want to mention. It's actually down there at the bottom. The Vampirella Dark Powers #1. So the reason that I'm mentioning this, it's interesting because this
one?
No, that's Red Sonja.
You said Vampirella?
Vampirella Dark Powers #1.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of that cover necessarily, but it's Vampirella, of course, so there's probably 46 different covers that you can choose from. But what makes this series interesting for me is they're, I guess, introducing some super powered individuals into the Vampirella universe. Next week, I believe they're also releasing Red Sonja, the Superpowers or something like that, #1, which is kind of the same thing. Red Sonja crossing over with superpowered people in the Dynamite universe, and both of these series are being written by Dan Abnett, who did amazing work in Marvel's Cosmic Universe. So,
and he also did. Didn't he recently wrap up Aquaman before the new writer came on board?
I'm not sure. He might have.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I thought you were gonna say that this is a turning point where Vampirella starts wearing more clothes because of the fact she's got that like sweater-looking thing. So I was like, oh, I guess she's gonna start wearing more clothes.
Yeah, she's definitely not. She's definitely not equipped for Canadian winter.
I mean, it'd probably be a low printed run, a low print run book for sure. But all right, well, yeah. So there you go, Vampirella, Red Sonja. I mean, nothing changes on Dynamite for them. Heading off to Boom. I mean,
Boom's got a lot of good stuff coming out this week.
Yeah, Face, you were on this. I believe it was you. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was you. But
yeah,
you
I'm
were
definitely on Firefly.
Yeah. Sorry, they don't want to wear clothes on her planet. Yeah. Yeah.
He's not lying.
Yeah, so you got Firefly. I do like the variant. I do like this one.
What does it say? Trash?
Say that again?
No, does it say trash or something?
It does say trash.
Yeah, trash.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Good eye there.
I'm reading the series, so, I'm picking it up regardless of.
We've got Mighty Morphin #2.
Yeah,
obviously Power Rangers. Super hot.
Yeah, I think I'm picking up the 1 in 25 for that one. It's the Peach Momoko, because Peach Momoko's doing like a character spotlight variant for these, so I'm trying to pick all those up.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm actually. I think I'm on trying to get through the 1 in 100. I believe that's the version of the.
You're trying to get all the 1 in 100.
Momoko.
You're trying to get all the 1 in 100.
I am. I'm trying.
My gosh, that's dedication.
I'm doing pretty good so far.
Yeah. You got Mighty Morphin #2. You also got that yellow one. I think 2 weeks ago we had the red version. Now we're getting the yellow one. Yep. Just like those Ninja Turtle ones where they do all the color. So like last week I think it was Donatello. The first one that came out was Raphael. I think you're gonna have a lot of people collecting those, all the colors, right? Red, yellow, pink.
Yeah, it is pretty cool having.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very popular set. I bring this up solely because if you look at some of the sets that have come out already, where you look at the timeless variants, the Deceased Planet ones, things like that, people are collecting them, and then when it's over, they just put them on eBay, and they're getting crazy amounts of money. So if you're looking for a quick flip and things like that, I mean, there you have it. I guess Power Rangers is super hot, and it seems to me like, when things like this come out, everybody's always like, I wish I would have done that. And then like the next opportunity comes for it, and people are like, I wish I would have done that. And then a third opportunity comes. It's like, so I think it's good advice if you're looking for a quick flip, some money at the end of the tunnel there. It wouldn't be a bad investment to make and collect all of them. So
for sure.
So hopefully you picked up the red one.
That Hasbro has recently announced that they want to reboot the Power Rangers and have like a shared TV movie universe with more adult themes.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going to say, I feel like what instituted that change has been the comic series that Boom's been putting out, because they've had some more adult concepts in that and more adult storylines, and I don't know that we're gonna see those stories exactly adapted for TV or movies, but it is possible. If the goal is to have it more along those lines, why not? take from the the stories that are already out there.
Yeah, I mean, you already have the source material available. I agree.
Yeah. Origins number 2 of 6. You got the cover A. I don't even remember talking about Origins 1, to be honest with you. I think it's a matter of just having.
I actually picked it up. It was a really good read. I'm definitely getting the miniseries. It's about like humanity has basically died off, and it was it was the machines that did it again. Of course, AI took over, and the guy that created the AI is actually brought back by one of the machines that he created. And I guess that's to start some kind of fucking human rebellion or something. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where they're going with it yet, but
I heard it was a confusing read though. Like it was one of those things that you almost had to reread like twice.
Really? I don't know. I
can't say.
All right. It was all right for me. I didn't have any problems.
All right, cool.
The other Power Rangers series, you got Power Rangers number 1. It's the second print. A lot of people probably. Pardon me?
It's a connecting one because this connects.
Yeah, Hyper's getting it with a connecting cover.
Yeah, because this one connects with Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could tell right there. Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that cover actually. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Last week was Mighty Morphin. This week is Power Rangers, so you get that connecting piece. So yeah. For all you connecting heads out there.
Yeah, and then you have kind of, I don't know. You got this cover right here. Also, there was one like this that came out last week too, right? It was what's his name?
Yeah,
Dakin, I think.
Draken. Yeah.
Dakin. Yeah. Another book that I mean, a lot of people were on. I don't know if they're still on it right now, but 7 Secrets. We're already
still on 7 Secrets.
Yeah. I think. What are your thoughts? I think it's an underrated.
Man, 7 Secrets has been fucking.
I think.
Great.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed every issue.
But not a lot of people are like when you talk about certain books.
I think it's just a victim of timing because they're just so.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to touch on. Hyper. I was going to say it's kind of a victim of the timing, just because of everything that's kind of.
Yeah, because the thing is, you have like other big releases like Department of Truth, King in Black that just released, and what was the other one well, even Firepower is overshadowing this. So I just feel like it's just like an underrated story, like you mentioned. But give it time, and I'm sure. Just like remember, Something is Killing the Children.
It's very underrated.
Issue 1 sold on Something is Killing the Children, but it's almost like people are also late to that party, and look how those early issues are doing in the secondary market. So
absolutely,
I'm not saying
anything pre-10 is fire. I mean, it's killing in price.
But I'm not telling people that this is going to do the same numbers as Something is Killing the Children. I'm just giving an example of how, don't just because people aren't talking about a series, that doesn't mean that the
story is really good.
It's not going to get exactly. Yeah, and and the most important part is the story, and that's what's going to carry the series, right? Hype can do only so much, so.
Absolutely. And then I got Red Mother number 11 to finish it off. Are you guys are you guys buying, or are you guys just keeping away from it?
No, this is just it's just one of those things where I kind of have to be selective on my pull, so I just passed on this one.
Yeah.
Right. I've actually heard that it's really good, but I haven't been on the series, so I haven't jumped on it.
Yeah, it's a pass for me as well. I don't really think a lot of my shops are going to have it either, because I don't remember seeing the previous ones even go there. I think another title that's going to be really hot, or publishing anyway, is Marvel Comics, as they always are.
Oh, but Noobs.
Who?
You forgot the comics and other, that section before.
Oh, yeah, you told me this last week too. This one right here?
Yeah, because that's usually where Vault and those other publishers are.
Yeah.
You can actually go up and go through those by publisher. I usually do that and check it out, and I usually try and pull out anything
Whoa.
important. Which, I mean, I did notice a few this week. If you go to like Absolute, there's 2 books coming out from Absolute this week. The first one is White Widow #5, and that has, I guess, the first appearance of. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it's they're called I Make Boys Cry, which actually leads into the other one. It's I Make Boys Cry #1, which is obviously their solo series. So if you're into
Oh, this one.
Mm.
Sorry, I was trying to
their
find.
universe or
Whoa.
whatever, those are coming
Wow.
out, and you got some first appearances in a new series. Lady Death also has a new
Yeah.
series coming out. Oh yeah, and the art on that shit is fire. So
Yeah, for sure.
Bite
It
Size
almost has a Jake.
is coming out from
See,
AWA.
why can't people dress or people? Why can't girls dress like this for Halloween? Like, yeah. Okay.
Some do.
Side note. Anyway, yeah. Moving forward.
The attempt is there, by the way. It's just that the execution is where it fails.
Yeah. Lady Death. Yeah, you were talking about Lady Death here. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember the titles and find the books. So this one right here, Faith?
Yeah. Yeah, Lady Death's got a new
okay.
series called Blasphemy Anthem.
And I'm sorry, which one did you say had a first appearance? Was it this one or that previous one?
It's White Widow #5. Apparently, that's going to be the first appearance of that I Make Boys Cry.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's a name of a character. That's
yeah. I was going to say, is this the name of the character? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, well, look how out of control these titles have been getting. Something is killing the children. I make boys cry. We only find them when we're dead.
Dark Knight, Dark Metal of the Metals of Batman into the Legion of Batman. Yeah. Okay. Well, shoot. I gotta pay more attention to this section here. I've never.
There's
really...
another book. There's a new #1 that's coming out called Bite Size from AWA.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat talk about it. Yeah, Bite Size right here.
This one almost seems like it's perfect for the holidays, kind of, when you read the synopsis.
When 2 young siblings excitedly unwrap their final Christmas present, they discover toy robots. Wow, where have I heard or seen that one before? Sparks is saying, but didn't I Make Boys Cry come out last week?
Did it? I don't know. They had one on the solicitations for this week on under Absolute, so I have no idea. It was kind of weird.
It has happened a few times where we do talk about.
I can't lie. It's not one that I follow very heavily. I was reading up on some solicitations.
Yeah. Well, if it's around, I'll take you guys' word for it, and I'll pick it up. Let's see here. So now my favorite part of the show is when we get to talk about Marvel Comics. We've got Amazing Spider-Man 50. We probably got, or 54, sorry. We probably have 50 variants for it, 50 ratios. It's just crazy. Hyper, I think you're still on the run, correct?
Sorry?
Are you still reading this, or was it Face that was on it? Yeah, Face was on it, right?
I'm still on it. I'll probably be on it at least.
Jesus, so much going on here.
Well, I kind of did Face get cut off? I couldn't hear him.
Oh, Face, you got cut off there, brother.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, I'm still on this series. It's been pretty good so far.
I mean, like I said, I mean, isn't the series
sure how I feel about Harry being Kindred yet? I mean, they could be good. It could be bad. It just depends on how they wrap it up. But that's a pretty cool cover. I like it.
Yeah, I like this one too.
55, I think, is going to be a wrap up of the series, I believe. Not series, sorry, the story arc at least.
Yeah.
And then.
And it looks like ultimately the goal is probably to sort of retcon away
Kindred.
Somehow the you know, that storyline that nobody wants to talk about with Spider-Man, because we do see on, I think it's a cover for like issue 57, it looks like Peter Parker and Mary Jane are kind of getting back together, maybe. So
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
it's on the fucking cover, man. You can see it in the solicitation.
No,
It's
I
no
know.
spoiler.
Noob.
That's
there's
like
a ratio.
that'd be like me saying, you know, Elektra's gonna go back to just being regular ass Elektra.
Well, how many times is Daredevil going to go to jail, man?
He probably has a cell already.
Yeah,
He's probably got a few more fucking jail runs left in him. That dude's a hard no at this point.
Holy fuck.
But Noob, check out the ratio for ASM 54 because I believe it's a PS5 Miles Morales ratio, which I've been picking up since they've been coming out.
Ooh, excuse me. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's. And what's cool about this is there's a cover appearance of the villain who's on the video game, who's the female version of the Tinker. The Tinker is actually already a character that was created in the ASM universe, but I believe it's the first time we got the female version of the Tinker.
The thing that's popping about this one is you're right. Those video game ones are like being super hot. A lot of people are picking them up. I tried finding the one from last week, and my shop guy, the guy at the shop, just laughed. So
what do you mean laughed? As in like?
Yeah, I was like, hey, man, you got that? Yeah, and he's like, and then like 2 minutes later, he's like, no, it's sold. I was like, oh, okay.
You know what the funny thing about that Miles? Well, yeah, because if it was ASM, it's different. But last week it was Miles Morales, and they don't order as many Miles Morales as ASM. No. But I think I told you, right? Last week my shop ordered the 1 in 25 for Daredevil. He told me that I was gonna get it.
Yeah, and then you ended up getting 2 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think, for cover.
No, I got the one of the TMNT and that Miles Morales ratio as cover, just because he felt bad that I missed out and he kind of misspoke. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when your shops do that, that's actually pretty dope. Instead of your shop being like, "Oh, I forgot that we talked about you getting that. Sorry," and then it's on a wall for like $40. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you kind of build customer relations, right? Like when you don't screw them up. Maybe that laugh. Okay.
that laugh that I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to do that laugh around my girlfriend or my family or my friends, so I figured I'd just do it on here.
So you just throw it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
you'll catch it on the rewind.
It'll live on forever, man. That's the beauty of it. It'll live on forever.
This is a safe zone.
That's been the whole plan from day one, right?
That's it, man. That's it. Hollywood can use it on whatever they want. Just give me the royalty, and I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
We got Avengers number 39.
Yeah, this one I think is going to be a flashback issue. It looks like, because that looks like the Avengers BC Phoenix, I believe, on the cover.
This cover, right? Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking flashback issue.
But they're calling it a prologue, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of.
I'm probably gonna pass on the series.
It's just I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's gonna be that important of an issue to me. But you never know. I'm going the run, so I'm gonna pick it up regardless. But
yeah.
Is anybody still on Captain Marvel? Are we all over number 18 and number 23?
Sure I am. Nope, I'm on it.
Nope. Because the thing is, my thing is, like I mentioned before, if there's one series that seems to sprinkle in those hot first appearances every few issues, it's this one. So
yeah, they've been. I would say,
if you don't want that whole FOMO thing, I would just grab this. If you've already been grabbing the other spec books for the series,
I've got 18 to 23.
Well, you should continue through, I don't know, let's just say 20.
20 what? You cut out
29.
29?
We'll revise it at about 27. I'm just trying to be safe for you, man.
Yeah.
I know how much you love Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's like, top tier talent there.
Well, you've been raving about those movies.
Yeah. Are you guys picking up Conan and the Barbarian number 17, or can I just pass by that?
No,
I
I
have
stopped.
not been picking it up, to be honest.
Yeah, I stopped after the first 12 issues. That first arc. I mean, it's a good read, but yeah, I'm not. It was just one of those things. I was a victim of having to limit my pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
We
think
got
they're
Guardians of
actually
the
going to do
Galaxy.
some kind of a sort of a soft reboot with Conan whenever the king size issue or whatever comes out down the road.
Okay. Well, I mean, that doesn't really entice me to go back at it again, but yeah, good to know.
Right? It almost, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it kind of almost sounded like they were. Ah, man, I don't. It was just weird. Like, I'm not sure if they were trying to take him back into his own universe separately or institute him more in the fucking Marvel universe, because it kind of fucking pulled both ways. So
I'm sorry, Face. It's just because Noob made a mistake, and I wasn't gonna pounce on it, but clearly the chat did.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. I just butchered on it, and I think it was because I was just talking with my hand in front of me. But Conan the Barbarian, it might have sounded like I said Conan the Librarian or something. So.
Oh no! Did he really say the librarian? Because my feed cut out for a second, and I missed that.
He kind of was like almost like dancing around that barbarian name, and I think it almost sounded like he said librarian. We have to catch that
So
on the
we
rewind.
Yeah.
we got Death Vader, Yolanda Belova, and Conan the Librarian.
I'm telling you, man,
It's gonna be a
Marvel's
whole new fucking Justice League.
Listen, if anybody wants to, pitch on T-shirts for that, I'm all over it. I am all over a Yolanda T-shirt. It's in the works right now, so be on the
I want to
lookout.
write this series.
Yeah, she's gonna be first in the
I
Spanish
want an
Harlem
ensemble cast with at least 7 members. When we get there, I'll write it.
Spanish Harlem. She's into tech. Her favorite character was, Iron Man, of course. Something like that. And yeah, I think it could. Just remember, man, Miles Morales. Like even the writer was like, she didn't think it was going to be that good. So,
Really?
Well, not that it wasn't going to be good. She just didn't think it was going to get to the heights that where it is now, right? So you never know.
I mean, you never know with the newbie verse.
It's true. I'd have like that Uncle Hector that's always just drinking a beer on that those chairs, just yelling at kids and stuff. There'd be a lot of good characters in there. Guardians of the Galaxy number 9. I shall make you a Star-Lord.
Yeah, so obviously we're getting the return of Star,
which is to no one's surprise.
Yeah.
And
right. We're all shocked by it.
Yeah. It's a pass for me. I'm probably not picking it up. I haven't picked up any of the first 8 issues, so I'm probably gonna pass.
I mean, I'm definitely picking it up. I've picked up every issue of it so far.
Yeah, and it's different with you though, Face, because like you pick up like everything, right? Oh,
yeah, it's I like Al Ewing, so
yeah. All 8 are good. Yeah, Kevin's saying that all 8 are good. So yeah, maybe I luck out. Are you guys picking up these nullified variants as well, or just the cover A's?
I'm being very selective. Just because it doesn't help the fact that it doesn't help the fact that King in Black has like a gajillion tie-ins to begin with, and you're making me now choose variants on these. It's almost like the wallet can only go so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
think the only nullified variants I picked up so far is the Thor and
they're
the Miles
really stretching the limits of how far it can go right now.
Yeah. I think I have a tie-in also to King in Black at this point.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Speaking of King in Black, we got King in Black Namor, 1 out of 5.
Yeah, and so the solicits on this one make it seem like it's going to be kind of a flashback series, but it does introduce potentially some new characters there that you see on the cover in at least the first issue, possibly the second. Now again, it sounds like a flashback series, so they may all fucking die off too. But who knows? One of them might survive. Maybe get as popular as Namor someday. Yay!
Yeah. Okay, so I'm wondering here, and I don't think we've ever talked about it, and maybe we can bring it up later. Maybe it'll just be a question that I drop, and then we discuss later. Okay.
Okay.
But when Namor, and notice how I said when, because I do believe he is coming. I do believe in Endgame that Earthquake was him. But when we do see Namor, is he just going to be in a Speedo?
Ooh. You mean like nothing but a Speedo? You know
I
what?
do not see Disney going that route.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a long pants.
I don't either. I think they're gonna give him like some vest like or some, you know, like the cut off t-shirt, you know, like something. I don't know. But somebody was like, no man, they gotta do it right like they did in the comics. I'm like, there's no way Disney's gonna just have some like, because I'm assuming they're gonna get this like athletic, you know, not jacked, but like toned dude. You have this guy walking around in a Speedo fighting, you know, Indians.
What's the dude's name that was in damn, I can't think of his name right now. He was in The Hobbit. Shit. Someone in chat's gonna know his name.
The Hobbit.
I know it.
Okay.
Played in The Hobbit. But he's perfect for Namor, man. Like he's just got that look.
Well, the thing is, while we figure that name out, I just want to go back to your the point where you mentioned about, you know, whether he's going to be in a Speedo or not. My thing is, look, Disney's probably looking at this from a merchandising perspective as well. Like they want probably people to dress up as their heroes, right? You can't really have kids dress up in just a Speedo.
Yeah.
I would say that the costume that they would go with would be something that should be marketable. So, and Speedo doesn't exactly do it, even though it might be true to the source.
Because they even did that with the Aquaman one, which I was surprised, right? When you go back to that marketability and all that stuff. I mean,
there you go. Kids
did dress up like him. They also did make Aquaman look cool. I was kind of worried that they were gonna, you know, like I like older stuff, but like, you know, that that Aquaman with the blonde hair and just that all tight orange suit. Like I was hoping that they didn't go to that. I thought I wanted them to go into like the later Aquaman style. So I'm glad that they did.
Because it would look too campy if they went through the source. Hey, Face, Oregon Wayne brought a name. Is it Orlando Bloom? Is that the guy that you were thinking of?
No, it's not Orlando Bloom. This is the guy that also played. He played in the movie before Jason Statham, but he ended up being Jason Statham's little brother in the Fast and Furious series.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like he's got that.
Yeah.
He's got like a perfect look for Namor.
Yeah. He's in a few movies actually. When you guys Google it,
yeah, and he's a good actor.
He's in a few. If we see him in a Speedo, it will be in some kind of flashback to. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, actually, that's probably perfect. That's exactly how you'll see him in a Speedo.
Face, it's Luke Evans.
That's it, Luke Evans. Yes.
Yeah.
Luke Evans. Well, there you go, Luke Evans. We got Marauders number 16. Are you guys still on Marauders? I think a few people were still on Marauders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of
man. You know what? Marauders has been a good series.
Yeah, I've just been picking up all the X titles at this point. I still need to catch up to Sword of Ten though, to finish that off.
Right.
Has anybody been reading Ultraman, The Rise of Ultraman, or no?
No.
I did not. I jumped off after the first issue.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually read the first issue?
I did read the first issue, and I was just like, okay, well, I mean, it's not bad, but again, it's not one that I want to keep on my pools because I gotta make some cuts somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's miniseries Spider-Man 5 of 5. It's ending right here. I thought this was a funny cover here.
Yeah. This is an interesting series. I mean, Are any of you guys picking this up? Because I was. It's on my pull, but it's actually an interesting concept if you're not aware of it. How, I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler, but
I
I think
have
at this.
not been picking this up.
Well, because basically this is almost like a self-contained story, I would think, but it's a case where MJ actually gets killed in the first issue,
Oh,
Wow.
and basically it introduces a new Spider-Man. It's actually Peter Parker's son, so that's why a lot of people were kind of into this issue in the beginning because it was almost like a first appearance, you could say. But I mean,
okay.
but I have, yeah.
I think the cover A has got his son on it.
Yeah, because I think
Yeah.
yeah, because you'll notice in the cover, because in the story, Peter Parker actually loses his arm.
I was gonna
So
say.
yeah, he's
Wait,
almost like a
so
bit of
his
a disheveled.
son becomes Spider-Man in the first issue?
Yeah.
Not so much in the first issue. Like in the first issue is like kind of when it's like a cliffhanger that leads you to believe that he is going to be Spider-Man.
It's like one of those hidden cameos. So number 2, I believe, was the
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's almost like they had to do like a flash forward of events. Like they kind of said this is what happened, and then flash forward, and then you see a broken down Peter Parker with his son kind of thing.
yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be something worth on the spec side of things. I mean, it could be. I just think by the time you get to Peter Parker's son, who knows? You probably have to hold on to that book for many moons. So I don't know.
I mean,
Well,
the only possibility is
I mean,
if he's
the Spider Girl has the Spider Girl has some value still. So I mean, and
yeah,
that's his
What If
alternate
105?
reality daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, that What If 105?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
believe
book
that's one.
is skyrocketed since, I believe it was like since September. It's just skyrocketed out of nowhere.
Yeah. So I mean, just think if they do Into Spider-Verse 2 and this kid fucking shows up in there, just imagine what that book's gonna do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, because there's no stopping Marvel from kind of putting him in another series down the line if they choose to. So, but I mean, again, you're right. This is not exactly something that is a concrete spec. This is one of those things that people might just grab and just put in their box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put away. Face, I know you love these, but we got Star Wars #9, and there is an action figure cover.
Yeah, and it's Droopy McCool, man. Like, you got to get Droopy McCool.
Droopy McCoy. I
He
think
looks like the Michelin Man.
I think Keys is dressing up like this guy for Halloween. I'm not sure. Can't remember.
Is he? Is he?
I don't know. He said something about it. He's
This
dressing
dude
up
looks
like
like a
him
fucking melted
next year.
marshmallow.
He looks like a Saint Bernard that learned to walk on 2 legs.
It just, yeah. That's actually pretty good.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
so
Droopy
these,
McCool though. His name is Droopy McCool. You're gonna buy it because his name is Droopy McCool.
yeah, and these action figure ones have been pretty popular.
Yeah.
People just love them. They pick them up. The cover A for it is right here. I'll just give that a little quick look right there. It's Star Wars, guys, so obviously it's going to be super popular. Then you have Strange Academy #6, which I assume everybody has on their pull list, correct? Like it's again another one of those covers from 2020 that has been super hot. I think everybody's been picking them up.
What's strange is no pun intended, that third cover did you just do another newbie laugh right now?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I apologize.
No. Like I said, it's a safe zone here. But the third cover, the Patelli variant, that actually wasn't revealed till almost like the last minute. So I'm curious if there's something to this cover, because this wasn't even, it was pretty much a blank on the previous. I did order it just, as on a whim, but they didn't release this art until at the very, very end.
I'm the same way. Like I looked at it and there was no art there. I saw it was by Sarah Pichelli. I was like, okay, I like her art, so let's go ahead and order it just blindly. And I mean, seeing the cover, I don't know, like I don't. It doesn't look like there's anything there, but it's still
Yeah,
a dope cover, and that's the reason that I ordered it.
Yeah,
I mean, Sarah Pichelli's art is fucking great, and there you go, got a
it
solid
just
cover out
it
of it.
just
So
makes I mean it just makes me wonder because the series so
right,
far you have your character spotlight which we've been getting and you have the regular cover. You don't normally see a third variant that often.
yeah.
That's why I was curious.
yeah, something could be there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so you got 3 covers that
Yeah, it's
previews
hard to say.
have.
We'll just have to wait and see. Read the issue. That's
Yeah.
all we can do.
Yeah, like I was saying, so yeah, previews is showing 3 covers. I'm assuming there's going to be a few more. And again, I'm assuming if I had to bet $1 or anything, I'm probably betting that a lot of people have this on their pull list. It's just one of those hot series. I'm guessing everybody thinks that this is option and this is going to be something later on. So you never know. I personally think I think it'll probably be an animated series later on. But nevertheless, a hot series to be picking up. So if you do come across it, make sure you pick it up.
I mean, I don't know about the
Of the
option
what?
and all that and everything. It's got potential. It could be, whatever. But regardless of any of that, it's still a pretty good series so far. Like,
Yeah.
so it's worth picking
I
up. It's
remember
worth reading.
I had the nice man himself, Mr. Zen World, on for one of my auctions when I was doing them in the summer, and he actually sold number 1, a 9.8, I believe it was, and he sold it for like $300, like flat out. And this was like when they first came out, and I was just shocked. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just paying top dollar for those, especially now. It's just getting a little crazy.
The further you go from that series, the more valuable that number 1's going to be. So that's why I think that FOMO kicks in, right? People think that, okay, let me grab it now before we get to issue 20, and then it's going to be even more unattainable. I think that's the mindset people are in.
Look at what happened with Something is Killing the Children, that foil cover that came out last week.
Yeah.
People went nuts for it.
Which surprised me when you told me that, because like I said, like when I went to my shops, there was plenty of them on the rack because
Sold
shops
out.
are ordering. Yeah, that's insane.
Sold out.
I was so surprised that shit caught people off guard.
Yeah, I don't. You would think that anything, Strange Academy, Something is Killing the Children, what else? I don't want to say Firepower, but just like all these covers, like you would think that people already have them on their pull. You would think, but yeah, it was crazy. It was sold out when I got to.
I'll tell you what, Something is Killing the Children has done something that so far I don't know a whole lot of other series that I can think of offhand that have done it, but it has actually made fucking store exclusives almost across the board have actual value. Like if you're picking up store exclusives for Something is Killing the Children, you're probably gonna do pretty well with them.
Well, because I think I don't think they have the same restriction. Like Boom doesn't have the same requirements like Marvel, where stores have to order minimum 4,000 or 3,000 copies, right?
Yeah, I think they're much lower print runs on those.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see. So we got Sword number 1. We got 3. Yeah, we got 3 covers for it.
Just when you thought you had enough X titles.
Yeah,
I'm actually excited about this one. It's another one, like it's gonna be written by Al Ewing, so I like that just from go because I'm a fan of him as a writer, and he's doing cosmic shit, so that's dope. And for the hell of it, we're just throwing mutant.
Okay, listen. Since we're talking about Al Ewing, I'm gonna just give an unpopular opinion. I think I told you guys this in the private chat. I don't know. I think I might be done with We Only Find Them When We're Dead after this first arc. I'm not really getting into the series at this point.
Yeah. You did mention that, yeah.
I mean, I know I'm probably in the minority, but it's not. I mean, I don't know if the whole the art style and all that. It's very. There's a lot going on.
Me,
I mean, every series can't be for everybody.
yeah. I'm not really a fan of these nullified.
I think I ended up picking this one up.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think
there's
because
a
the
couple of
Venom
them that
ones,
I'm grabbing.
yeah.
This
Usually,
one's a pass for me.
I think I'm grabbing
for
I
Venom,
think the Thor and the Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel or something like
yeah.
that.
Ooh, see that one. That actually was my least favorite nullified. The one with Kamala Khan, you mean, right?
Which one's that?
You're talking about the Miss Marvel, the Captain Marvel, the one with Kamala
Yeah, no,
Khan,
I
that
like that
nullified
shit. That
variant.
shit was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, that one was like just because it was like a very stark departure from, because like the other ones kind of not resemble, but you know what I mean. They're very more close to the source. This one was like a totally whacked out character.
I know, that's
So
why I liked it though, because it was so different. I was like, oh, okay,
true,
that shit is
true.
just creepy as hell.
Dropped up to the second. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay.
No. There's a few. There's a few. Sparks is saying one thing
Well,
I
then I don't
don't.
feel bad because I dropped that shit a long time ago.
Yeah, he's saying one thing that he doesn't like about it is that each episode, each issue feels too short.
That's the other thing. Also,
I'm picking
I
them up.
kind of feel like I'm not
I
getting.
have them. I'm just not reading them. I can't. I've tried, and I'm kind of like hyper. I just didn't get into it that much, and I'm kind of hoping it'll read better whenever I have them all in like a trade paperback format type thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's the feeling I'm getting. But when I'm paying $5 for each issue, I don't want every issue to be like, that's it. That's not what I should be saying every time I read an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. You could be spending $11.
True. I mean, yeah, because I know that people got FOMO on that series also. So, yeah.
And to finish off, we have Warhammer 40K Marinus Calgar, number 3 of 5. Wow.
That not really. I mean, I guess if you're a video game fan of Warhammer, maybe.
Yeah. It's a no for me.
Yeah, sure.
Just
I don't know
right.
anything about Warhammer.
Yeah. And that's it for that.
You forgot DC, dude.
Nope, I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's been waiting for DC. He's on this one.
Oh god. I mean, DC's okay.
I don't know if there's anything really worth. I mean, there's a few titles worth noting in DC actually.
All right.
There's actually some good stuff coming from DC this week. Okay, good stuff might be pushing it, but there's some stuff that has the potential to be good.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Detective Comics 1032.
I'll be honest, Detective Comics, I'm a bit behind on. It's a pull buy for me because I tend to pick up both Batman series, Batman and Detective Comics. So that's just that's just one of those titles that's always on my pull. Wonder Woman is interesting because it looks like we're getting the return of Liar Liar, who was introduced early on in what's her name again? Not Morocco.
Yeah, I've actually been on the whole current run of Wonder Woman with Liar Liar and Maxwell Lord. I've liked it so far. It's actually been pretty decent.
I'm pulling a newbie now. I'm kind of butchering a name. What's her name?
Come on, man.
Can you highlight the Wonder Woman? Just to
wait. What are we talking about? Name? Liar Liar?
No. Wonder Woman, the author's name. Mariko Tamaki. Yeah. I was calling her Morocco. I don't know why.
Tamaki.
Yeah.
Morocco.
Yeah. So it's a return of Liar Liar, who was introduced early on in her run. So it looks like she'll be coming back to this series.
Interestingly
so we're not done with her
enough,
yet.
After Future State, she will be taking on, I believe, Detective Comics.
Oh, really? Like permanently?
Yeah, I guess that's the change. She's going to be going over to Detective Comics. And that Flash issue up there,
Is that
for anyone
is
that might care about
Black
the
Adam or Black
endless winter event going on. Yeah, that is Black Adam. This is I guess the second issue of the endless winter event. So
Is it me, or does that endless winter feel like there's no hype going behind it whatsoever? It feels like it's like one of those events that just
I
seems
think it's bad timing as well.
possibly.
yeah, I just think a lot of people
DC.
just don't give a shit about it.
Yeah. We got Flashpoint, Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint #1. You know, if you can count on anything with DC,
Yeah, I've picked up all of these. I'm gonna pick this one up.
with DC, there's one
I've
thing you
liked
can
them.
count on. It's gonna be long ass covers or long ass titles. Sorry. Like
Right? Yeah, they've definitely got some long titles.
I can't wait to get to the next one. Dark Knight.
Well, let's go. Go ahead, spit it out.
Stories of the DC Universe #1. $8.99? Are you kidding me?
Wait, is it $8.99 or $5.99?
$8.99.
Are you serious? Wow.
What?
But see, this is to my point. You have Endless Winter that's coming out, but it's already competing with another big DC crossover. So it's almost like DC needs to figure out their timing on these things. You have like two crossover events, and Justice League was actually happening in Dark Knight's Death Metal, and they're also doing a take on Endless Winter. So, you know, you're going to start confusing the readers at this point.
That's messed up that it's $8.99, dude. Yeah. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, it is really weird timing for that event.
Unfortunately, I think I am picking it up because I asked my shop to put all the tie-ins for Death Metal, because I find that unlike most Marvel series, usually DC tie-ins tend to hold a bit more weight to the story, I find.
Yeah. I just can't believe it's $8.99. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's the experience of a virus or anything. So, you know,
no, but I mean, you never know. Like, usually those short stories in those Death Metal, they usually have a first appearance that, you know, to be on the lookout for. I'm not saying that there is one, but
no, absolutely. I know what you mean. We've got Batman Black and White #1.
Yeah, I'm picking this up.
Being very popular, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because the rumor has it.
There's supposed to be the first appearance of a new Robin, right?
But I think now I'm told that he or she is only appearing in issue 3, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is it issue 3?
That's what I heard, but I mean, I'm still picking up issue 1 just in case. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. So it's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an extra. yeah, really. Well, especially like, okay, so here's the thing: when for us Canadians, you got to remember, right? Like, the prices are different with the exchange. So an $8.99 book is $11.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's almost like you're paying for like a trade paperback at that point.
Yeah. So and another guy agreeing with, I forget, Face or Hyper, which I think it was Hyper #3. So
yeah.
Batman Black and White #3 is probably when you guys will be getting that he or she new Robin, I guess.
But you know what? In that case, I would just grab 2 anyways, just because you know how these issues go. Like 3 might be the first appearance, but you know, the trick is sometimes 2 might have like the last few panels or pages.
Well,
so
I think isn't the Batman Black and White like an anthology series where there's like a couple of different short stories written by different writers?
Oh, it's not like one continuous story?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's an anthology series. I could be wrong though.
Oh, okay.
That'll be something to be on the lookout for.
Actually,
and then we have yeah.
It should say something about it in solicits. Standoff with Killer Croc. Yeah, it sounds like there's a bunch of different short stories. So most likely, if they're saying the first appearance is going to be 3, it's probably going to be 3 for that one.
Yeah.
And good night, Sparks.
Yeah, Sparks, thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate it.
And actually, check out Sparks' channel later on, because he's doing an FOC segment. So I think he's dropping that probably later on in the evening or something. So yeah, definitely check his channel out after.
He's out west, right?
Sorry?
He's out west, right?
No, he's actually from New Orleans. So he's actually like I think his time zone is like an hour difference from ours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's central, right? So,
Yeah, Central. Yeah.
And then the last 3 books on DC, we got Superman, Endless Winter Special #1. Right. Okay.
Obviously, the third book in the Endless Winter event special.
Yeah.
That
It's a pass
everyone's
for
buying,
me.
right?
Same.
No surprise there with me.
Who knew?
We got American Vampire 1976 #3 as well. I don't remember seeing this title.
I've been picking it up, but the thing is, I'm picking it up, but I'm not reading it yet, just because I have to catch up on the previous American Vampire stories. Because this is basically like the last saga of Scott Snyder's American Vampire tale that he's doing for DC. And I tend to pick up things that are written by Scott Snyder because he's one of my favorite writers.
Yeah, right.
It's not. And then Sweet Tooth. The Sweet Tooth, the return #2.
Yeah, why is a
Trace,
Punisher skull on a DC title?
What's that?
No.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, ish. Never know. Maybe there's gonna be a crossover.
Hell, DC is about to get sued.
Maybe there's a crossover event where Punisher comes in Sweet Tooth. You never know.
Nope, this is how Marvel gets Batman.
What is the multiverse book on the very bottom with the blue background? A holiday one shot. Can you show me the cover, please? Yeah, absolutely. That was the last book. Last one right here. It definitely has that.
It's a holiday special.
Holiday special, yeah. So you got
first appearance
pretty much everyone. You got Calvin Ellis, Brainiac, yeah, that Batman, Harley. You got Batman Beyond. You got Lobo. You got a bunch of people. I don't know who Rabbit is.
It's Captain Carrot.
Captain Carrot, bro. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Keys would be so disappointed in you right now.
Yeah, probably. He probably just woke up and one of those like.
And
yeah, he did. He felt that.
If you had issues with that previous price, you should check the price on this one. It's $9.99.
Are you?
But you know what? This is at least.
Big week
I
for
mean,
DC.
again, this is just. Yeah, and this is just one of those thick anthology books that people. It's like one of those take it or leave it kind of books. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaving it.
Yeah, but I think, this would be one of those books that casual DC readers might just pick up just for, no one that's really following any storylines. It's a quick, easy grab.
Oh,
that you can just read.
I mean, I love DC.
Man, I don't know. It's hard to convince the casual to pick up a fucking $10 comic book.
No. But what I mean is like if someone goes to the shop, right, and they don't want to start getting into like a series. And you just want something that you could easily pick off the rack and you could just read it and then be done with it. That might be an option.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC is a little interesting these days for sure. So yeah,
DC is on crack these days. They are just out there. I don't know what the.
I will pass.
DC
stands going on over there.
That crack. That's what DC stands for.
Brick says, I bet that book hits 20. Well,
doing crack, yes, exactly.
maybe I'll get the FOMO, it's real. Speaking of FOMO, that wraps up the new comic book day. We're going to head into the spec and news segment of our show. Face, why don't you kick it off? We're talking FOMO. I know you had a book you wanted to talk about.
Let's talk about Daredevil 25.
Yep, I know Face was on that.
Yeah, let's talk about this book because obviously it's a very relevant topic right now.
Time out. Can we have a loop of just Newbie doing that sound effect again for the next show?
Oh, let's do it. That is pretty good. We're gonna need to record that.
Yeah. That's why you put on that grill.
Your girlfriend probably thinks that you're getting an exorcist or something at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what she thinks. But yeah, let's get down to it. Let's talk Daredevil 25 because you do have people like Made to Last. You have people on the other side who are, you know, they get mad. And I think the problem, and Face, you can take it away after this. I'm just kind of putting my 2 cents in, but it seems like, you know, the people who miss out on the book, and not just this book, I mean, just any spec book, any book that's kind of hot for the week, it seems, when they miss out, it's just very negative. Kind of, you know, just kind of what happens afterwards, you know, the aftermath. But I'll let you take it away, and let's talk spec and news here. Let's go.
Well, so here's the thing. Daredevil 25 is one of those books that you look at and it immediately got hot because we saw Elektra appearing in the Daredevil costume, and that, you know, would be a significant change for the character. Now, here's the problem. Look ahead to issue 27, and you see Elektra on the cover, back in her regular outfit, no longer wearing the Daredevil costume. Regardless of any of that, whether it happens in issue 27 or not, Elektra is not going to be Daredevil permanently. It's just not a change that we're going to see. She's her own character, and she's had a storyline. There's no reason that she would take up that role in a permanent situation without Matt Murdock dying, and I don't see that happening. So, no, it's not a long-term change for the character. But the thing is, you look historically, and we, you know, as older collectors, we always talk about, like, you know, it's safest to invest your money in Silver Age books. You know, for instance, because, you know, obviously Golden Age keys are probably out of reach at this point for a lot of people. Even Silver Age, you know, keys are getting up there. But the thing is, you know, eventually this is going to be, these comics are sort of going to be, you know, obviously they won't be called Silver Age, but in a time frame references, somebody's Silver Age, you know, and we look back at the Silver Age comics that have value now, and you look at certain things like the first meeting of, like, Spider-Man and, you know, Captain America or whatever. Like, it's not really anything it's not anything really character defining or, you know, whatever. But it is a solid, like, minor key, and I think that's the thing with this book. You know, it kind of has that minor key type of vibe in like a new school type of feel, with a lot of newer collectors and appearances like these, where you're seeing different takes on characters or mashups or whatever become hot and sell for a premium because it's a new sort of minor key that people look for. And that's the other thing. Like Made to Laugh said, it's a good, solid series, and it is going to be low print because people were not expecting it.
Minor key, but key.
I mean,
exactly.
Just to add to Face's point, because the thing is, I was kind of ragging on people as a joke for paying 50, 60. Like, I'm not saying that this book is going to go back down to cover price, but what I'm saying is that it's also not going to be like $100.
Yeah, and that's an insane price.
It's almost
well, people are still paying like $50, $40 to $60 up to today.
Yeah, I think it may have cooled down a bit at this point, but look, it's one of those things that it's a cool concept, but like Faye said, all signs point to this character not being there for the long haul. It's almost like akin to that Lady Bullseye, if you remember from, I don't know which series, I think it was a Brubaker series, but they had a Lady Bullseye also. And that book, I think right now it's about a $15, $20 book.
What was the because again, I don't follow Daredevil, and I think that's another thing that really is diminishing this book is the fact that, like, say this was a Batman, a Superman, a Spider-Man, dare I say an Iron Man? No, I'm just kidding. But if it were to be a character, a minor key in those books, it would be more popular, and I think everybody would have been on it. But the fact that it came out in a Daredevil book, I think a lot of people slept on it. I think a lot of people forgot, and that's where
Well,
kind of all that negative feedback came from. You know what I mean?
see, well, what I think it is for this book especially is because of it's the combination of factors. First of all, it is a good series, but it's
Yeah,
not
I agree.
one that has produced a shit ton of keys like, let's say, Venom or Thor or whatever. So it's a good solid reader series, and if you've been on it, you probably are staying on it because it's been continually good. But it's still not one that has a huge print run because there's not that big of a following. I mean, it's Daredevil, so he's a street level character. There's a lot of factors that go against the print run being really high on the series.
And
The
I think
thing
the
is,
other thing
like
that
you were just mentioning about if it would be one of these other characters like Iron Man or whatever, but you look at, like, we just had in Empire, Mr. Fantastic donned an Iron Man outfit and nobody gave a shit. Like, so it just depends on, like, it's a combination of factors, and with this one, if let's say if Mr. Fantastic had done that in a series that people cared about, it probably would have went over a lot better and you would have seen the premium on it. But because people really didn't care too much about Empire, it came and it went and nothing happened.
I think the other issue that happened,
However, because this is such a good reader series and it's got that word of mouth, that's how this
yeah,
Yeah,
has become so big.
yeah, but unfortunately, like Face mentioned, Daredevil is one of those. I would kind of group Daredevil like in those other series like Iron Man, Punisher. Those are like that tier where not a lot of people are buying them, but you might get some reader buzz on them. And like you mentioned, Newbie, series like Batman, Spider-Man, Venom, those are like the higher selling, Marvel DC series. So in those cases, yeah, if a new character pops off, most people will be aware of it. But in Daredevil's case, because a lot of people are caught off guard, that's what is causing a spike in these issues. I mean, look, I lucked into it myself because, like Face mentioned, it's a good series and it was already on my pull list. So I didn't have to, go hunting for it in shops.
yeah.
Um,
I think the other thing that it did too is her first appearance in the original series. I think it's bronze. I don't know if it's silver.
Yeah, it actually heated up too.
It heated up too, and people were like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be crazy!" And it's just like, no, like
which fascinates me because, okay, I get it. She's wearing a new costume, but it's not like that issue wasn't like people knew about that issue from the like. I don't get that logic. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so she dons a Daredevil costume. Now I
I think
decide to
maybe
buy
it's
her
just
first
because it
appearance.
reminded people of her.
I guess, but
Maybe
it's
so they started looking back and they were like, oh, hey, first appearance, and it's not insanely expensive.
how was
okay.
she resurrected?
I think the hand resurrected
Wasn't
her.
it by the hand? Yeah, I think it was by the hand.
There you go. Quick answer. All right. So yeah. So there's that Daredevil stuff. Any more news or spec on your side, Mr. Face?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got a few books that are going to be hot that you're going to want to probably look into. One of them that I would say is kind of okay. So let me bring up the first one, and we'll talk about Inhumans #5 and Newbie's Yolanda Belova that just
Yolanda.
got popular
Yolanda.
again. Because she's been confirmed to show up in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. So,
Oh wait,
it's a character that they're going to stick around in the MCU and you're going to see more of.
wait,
And
face. So it's actually confirmed that she is actually going to appear in the
yeah,
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I posted something about that on
yeah,
my Instagram last week.
Nice. Because I actually just picked up that issue recently. So okay, I'm glad to hear that. All right, continue.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, It's a character that they're definitely gonna keep around and give some use to. So it's one that's and you know they've got an actress that is young. I think they're planning on keeping her around. So it's probably one that you're gonna see
It's also that market.
get close to its peak pretty soon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
And I think I was just saying, the word that we throw around a lot is marketability.
Yeah.
I think that they can market her. I think once the movie comes out and they see, like you said, they have a young actress, she's good looking. The fact that, we haven't even seen the movie, she hasn't been in the public eye, and they're already saying, hey, you know what, you're going to see her in the movie, and we're already going to put her in this series, says a lot about how they view the character. So I agree with you. I think it's going to be a character that's going to be there around for a very long time. So if you can get this book at a reasonable price, there's nothing saying historically that you wouldn't be able to crack that $100-$200 range, especially if it becomes a pop, if she does hit on that markability. Because if it's one thing that, these characters have is the markability. If you can market them and they're cool, they're going to be around. So that's
And keep in mind, this series Inhumans was printed in the late 90s. I think it was like 98. So even though it's a 90s book, like the late 90s didn't have the same kind of print run like the early 90s did.
Yeah.
And also, it's not exactly a very popular series. It's Inhumans, and it's a number 5 issue, not a number 1. So
right,
all signs point to that issue being scarcer.
Yeah, you don't see, and I'll agree with you there, man, because you don't see that book. You know what I mean? Like any shop I go to, I see Lobo 1. I see, I'm just thinking of like books that I see all the time. You don't really see that book.
Well, also, when you think about it, even the ASM is like a very popular series. The late 90s didn't have that many, like the print run on ASM was also lower than the early 90s. Like that's why books like, remember like Spider Carnage and Ben Riley? Those books are like $40-$50 books, which is kind of insane when you think it's a popular series like ASM. It's just that during that period, that series, I don't know, for whatever reason, wasn't as highly printed. So
yeah, which that series, I mean, I think Ben Riley will be something one day. To be honest with you, with all these like different Spider Verses and things like that, Spider-Man 2099 and all this, it's not out of the realm. I think it's just a matter of time for him too. Remember, keep in mind, people. I tell Keys and I tell a few people this. Like 4 or 5 years ago, you could find that Amazing Spider-Man 365. You could find it for like $5. You could find it for close to nothing.
Wait, what's 365 again?
First appearance of Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
the hollow cover, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. And then, all you had to do was hold on to it for a few years. And guess what? Now everybody's going crazy. The book is in the hundreds. You know what I mean? So it's not crazy to think that, okay, if I'm paying $40 for that Ben Riley one, if he does show up in the near future later on, who's to say it doesn't hit $100, right? I mean, if you're looking at it from that investment side.
Right.
But yeah, I know Keys is looking for that book. He's looking for
one. The Spider-Verse is a perfect place for him to show up.
Yeah. He's looking for his first appearance as Spider Carnage, or
no? Because that's what 431 or 432.
Yeah, you're getting into the 400s in that one.
Yeah.
410. I think it's 410 is Spider Carnage, and in the 430s is when you get like Silver Surfer Carnage, or I forgot what the name was. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's
Cosmic Carnage.
Cosmic Carnage. There you go. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so dumb. Not so dumb, but it's just so dumb. Some of the things that they kind of
Come on, man. Cosmic.
I mean, I don't know. It's
Carnage was awesome.
It's very out there. I'll put it like that, right?
For that 5 minutes.
And then you also have those people that, sometimes when you go to certain shops or people want to talk, you have people who are like, man, I've had somebody tell me I'm crazy for thinking that character would never show up. And I'm like,
Ben Riley?
No, Cosmic, like,
oh, okay.
Carnage, Silver Surfer, and I'm like,
Cosmic Carnage, yeah.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, are you out of your goddamn mind? like just how many chips have to fall for that character to
Right.
be something. But people are, obviously people are trying to sell a product, so 90% of the time you're selling.
But
If
again,
I
it
have
goes
a
into that
book,
like different iterations of characters becoming like the new types of minor keys. So
Yeah, actually,
Luis, I hope you're like me, man. I was passing it too. $80 Canadian was like the cheapest I seen it for, or I saw it for, and I was passing it up. Now I'm kind of not regretting it because I think that's the wrong word to use, but if you can find it for a reasonable price right now, I think just the information that we've kind of been touching on, the markability, the popularity, the fact that she hasn't been in the public eye, she's going to be in the movie, and then they've already committed to her being in that show. I think that says a lot for her future. So, if you could find it for 80, you might be looking at a $200 book.
and that
again, it's sort of one of those things like Hyper was saying. It's kind of like a combination of issues type of thing where it makes it one of those books that's probably worth picking up. I don't really think you're going to see it drop a whole lot in value because of the combination of factors. It has her first appearance, she's marketable, she's going to be around in the MCU, and the scarcity of the issue. Just because it is harder to find, it's going to maintain that value and probably not drop as much as some of these books usually do when they sort of fall out of the spotlight for a little bit.
Yeah, and also if you've seen the cover for Inhumans, you know that it's an all black cover, so those are notoriously hard to get in a high grade. So
and it's Captain America, right? Or no, it's Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt, yeah, it's a weird cover. I don't know. It's not the most appealing cover. We got a question here before we continue. What about Red Goblin? Any future with him?
Oof.
But again, like that's like if we look at it, we got to look at it like this. They have already come out and said Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, but we're already going on 3 years of no movies after they said that they were taking that 2-year break. Then COVID hit. We're probably going to be reaching, unless Black Widow comes out on Disney Plus, which I'm assuming they will do after the news of DC Comics put out this week. We'll probably start seeing them on Disney Plus. The thing is, with those characters coming, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and all the storylines, the rumor of Secret Wars, this whole Spider-Man thing, possibly the Sinister Six, this Venom stuff, like by the time we see these characters, I think it'll be super down the road. I mean, think about the characters on deck, if you will. You got Miles Morales. You got Punchline. You got all, like, even though Punchline is way too early, I think you just have these characters that are like, I don't know, it's way too early. If you could find it cheap, I would pick it up 100%.
Well, also, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Face.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, as far as Red Goblin, as far as like cinematically or whatever, I don't think they're going to have anything with him anytime soon. But as far as in the comics, I'm not sure that you're going to see. I'm not sure that you're going to see Red Goblin return or necessarily, because we know that we're getting the resurrection of Cortland Cassidy, and that's probably going to have something to do with the main reality Carnage. There's actually, I think, an alt reality version of Carnage coming into play in the Gwenom versus Carnage series. It looks like Mary Jane is getting Carnage eyes from that alt reality Carnage. But there has been obviously touches on the Ravencroft stuff crossing over with King in Black and everything like that, which Norman Osborn has been heavily involved in. So I think there is the possibility that you could see him, a symbiote get attached to him during the King in Black stuff, and maybe you'll see a pseudo Red Goblin type thing come back, maybe temporarily, and who knows, maybe they'll even keep it around. But it's hard to say. Could go either way, honestly, right now. Donny Cates is writing the shit, and fuck, who knows what he's gonna do.
But keep in mind also, that end of Dan Slott's run of ASM, which was like in the late 700 to issue 800. Like
Mhm.
798, I believe, was the first time Norman Osborn basically bonds with the symbiote and calls
Yeah.
himself the Red Goblin.
Right.
Those
You can
issues
find that
aren't,
cover.
yeah, those issues aren't exactly that hard to find.
No,
Um,
absolutely not. I
because-
passed up like 4 of them this week.
yeah, so you kind of have to think about it that way as well. In terms of scarcity, that's not an issue at all with this
No.
No,
appearance.
definitely. It's
No.
not a hard
And
issue to
also,
monitor.
I think no, and I also think that if you're looking at a longevity with characters that have bonded, let's say, with Carnage, right? We still haven't seen what Carnage looks like in the sense of not just a visual, but we don't know what he brings to the big screen. We don't know the role. I mean, I don't want to be, Debbie Downer, let's say, but it's Sony. Unless they cross it over eventually and get it back to Disney, I mean, this could be a one and done, dare I say. It could be. I hope it's not, but I could see it being, every day that passes and every time you read something. I mean, I just get this vibe that it could be a one and done. I don't know why.
Very well could.
Also, keep in mind, like, we haven't, like you said, we haven't seen Carnage yet, so you'd want to probably put more focus on Carnage before you start thinking of offshoot characters like Cosmic Carnage and Red Goblin. Like, these are pretty much, it's almost like the same way where people are thinking if Cosmic Ghost Rider is coming to the MCU, which I think that's far, far away.
Oh, dude, I agree with you there. Yeah, 100%.
Anytime you have amalgam characters, you have to think, okay, did the original character first come into the MCU? No. Like, we haven't really gotten a Ghost Rider or a Carnage yet in the MCU.
And let's remember, right? Like that Ghost Rider, like before COVID, that was again another. You could put Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and Eternals as the 3 big things prior to COVID, and people were saying, stock up on Ghost Rider, stock up on Ghost Rider, and even the Ghost Rider stuff was going out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if we're gonna get a Ghost Rider, it's probably gonna be him. And it's, again, going to take so goddamn long to see that Cosmic Ghost Rider.
It's just,
He's a big Ghost Rider fan, and he even said, he's like, anytime I bring Cosmic up, he's just like...
There's too many moving parts on that character that it just wouldn't fit in the MCU. Because, first of all, you have Frank Castle and Ghost Rider merging. So Frank Castle is not even in the MCU yet. So how do you explain... You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people kind of have to step back and kind of logically think, where can this character fit in the MCU?
Yeah, it's true.
I agree. We haven't seen animated before you'll ever see him in the actual MCU. I think
it's crazy.
I mean, Briggs does bring up a good point. If we were to see Cosmic, it might be in one of those animated series like a What If. That is a possibility, like one of those, like those spin-off little mini web series episodes.
Yeah, I don't think that What If thing is gonna, like, I know they said it's gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna be as popular as people think. I mean, the two episodes that were kind of rumored to be the first 2 was if Peggy Carter became Captain America, and the other one I believe was
Thanos, something with Thanos, I believe.
Yeah, but I can't remember what the storyline was with that.
But the only reason I'm a bit, I have a bit more hope for that What If is just because they're enlisting A-list actors to do the voiceover. They're actually enlisting the original voice actors for those characters in the MCU to come on board to do those.
Man, I spec'd on, and you could call it crazy. I remember telling people like, "Hey, you should probably pick this one up."
Mm.
People looked at me like I was crazy. But the What If number 1, is it number 1?
Yeah. What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, and I remember telling people, "Hey, get on that book. You don't see that book too often." Then out of nowhere, everybody was collecting it, and it just, yeah, man, like it's crazy.
I would grab that book if I found it at a decent price, just because when that What If series comes, people always want to see that first, like when that whole inception started, which is that issue, right? So,
yeah. And you never know with Fantastic Four, and just kind of what teams they could do. Not necessarily like he would join Fantastic Four, but I could definitely see them maybe as a crossover, maybe being on the same side, maybe fighting the same villains, things like that.
Well, the thing is, in the comics, he actually did join the Fantastic Four during the Hickman run when Johnny Storm was momentarily killed off.
Yeah, I think everyone takes a turn at being killed, and then
Yeah.
He joined Fantastic Four. Actually, before that, there was an iteration
right.
where the Fantastic Four got trapped in the negative zone, and then you saw, I think it was Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider take over as the Fantastic Four.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man was a part of that squad. You're right. That's when Hulk was what's his name? The Mr. Fix-It, right?
Mr. Face.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Face. Any other information or spec you want to touch on?
Yeah. So another issue that I want to mention is, and everybody at this point, actually, I'm sorry, I got two more that I want to mention. The first one, obviously everybody knows by now. Young Avengers #1 is a very hot issue. The thing about Young Avengers #1 is it's probably one of those issues that you're not going to see it come down in price. There's because of the different number of characters that get introduced in the issue, you're going to consistently see them for a while be put into play in one form or another. Obviously we got Haley Stenfield playing Hawkeye's daughter. We've seen that Speed and Wiccan probably show up in the WandaVision series. They've foreshadowed Cassie Lang, in the Ant-Man movies, and these are all characters that are part of the Young Avengers. So yeah, so it's not looking like that's an issue that's going to come down in price anytime soon. So if you can find it for something reasonable now, even though it is one of those issues that's already hot and people are looking for it, it might be a good time to pick it up because, like I said, I don't think you're going to see it come back down.
And the funny thing is about, because I was actually looking into that also, because I actually have the #1 and the director's cut. For the longest time, everyone was going after the #1, like the first print issue. The director's cut was probably like a $10-15 issue. It was pretty much the same content as #1. It just had a few extra pages, and it had like that faded, like that black and white kind of thing at the bottom. That book right now, I'm seeing it sell for around $100 on eBay, raw.
I sold my #1 for, I think I bought it for somewhere between 20, and I think I ended up selling it for 95.
The first print or the director's cut?
First print.
Okay. Yeah.
And this was at the beginning of summer, like May.
The 9.8 of the first print, it's going for like around $400 or $500.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's like Face is saying, it's gonna happen. Those characters are gonna be the next thing. Don't forget, Kang has already been confirmed to come. Who's Kang? Iron Lad. Like, there could be so many flashbacks they do and things like that. So again,
you want to hear something funny though about Young Avengers? So this is just almost a spotlight on the quality control in CGC. A friend of mine actually got his Young Avengers sent out to CGC to get graded. He sends me the picture. He's like, "Hey, can you look at this for me?" They notated that it was a reprint. It was not a reprint. I checked the issue out that he's flabbed. He actually got the first print. They mistakenly thought it was the Toy Biz reprint, which is pretty much the same exact issue.
Oh wow!
But it's missing the barcode. It's missing the barcode, and it's supposed to say not for resale.
Yeah.
He actually had the first print, but CGC mislabeled it and called it a reprint.
Did he get in contact with them? Because they should fix that.
I told him I haven't reached out after to find out what exactly happened, but I did tell him you definitely want to contact CGC to have them make it right, because
absolutely.
Luis made out like a bandit, just like me. $20.
Yeah, he did.
Nice, man. I think over the summer I bought the entire set for like 180 or something. Yeah.
So that's what 1 through
12, but also I got like 4 or 5 of that mini series that happened where they called it Young Avengers Presents, and they had like a character spotlight.
Oh yeah.
They had one for like the Hawkeye one. The new Hawkeye, the Kate Bishop Hawkeye, is probably the most valuable of the 6 characters.
Yeah.
That's a $40-$50 book in and of itself.
Yeah, that's number 6, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
6 or 7. It's that white cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Face. What do you got for us
Okay.
next?
And the last book that I want to mention, this is actually one that I'm actively trying to avoid right now because of how hot it is and everything like that, is Naomi #1. And I fully believe that this book is going to end up coming back down in price. I don't think it's going to maintain the highs of where it's at. I know there's reports that we're getting a series or anything, everything like that, but Ava DuVernay is currently working on the New Gods movie. Like that's where she's at, and I'm not sure when that's slated to come out, but it's not soon. So yeah, Naomi may be getting a series, but it's still going to be down the road a ways. And this is one that it's hot now because it got mentioned that she's having a series. It's going to be forgotten about in
Wasn't
a couple months and probably come back down.
Wasn't the director or the writer the one that came out and said, "Oh, it's happening"? And I think that's what.
Yeah, it's the director, and that's great. I mean, they signed the director to do the series or whatever. Great, but if she's still working on the other projects right now, I mean, you know what I mean. She's got to finish that up before she moves to this.
Ooh, Luis. I don't know. I just think
Which character in Young Adventure is he thinking that's going to replace Tony?
I think it's I think Riri. To be honest, I think there's more markability. There's more money to be made from them doing it with Riri.
Yeah, I would have actually chosen Riri as the successor.
Yeah. But yes, Face.
Why have they not written a fucking Legion of Iron Men comic book? Isn't there a goddamn battalion of them now? Yeah, fucking Tony Stark, Riri, Iron Lad, Rescue, Mr. Fantastic just got a damn costume or Iron Man suit. Like who else? There's War Machine.
James, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Luis is saying Iron Lad, but Iron Lad is Kang. So yeah, it could. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just depends on what they're doing. I mean,
when's going to be writing the Iron Legion comic?
If they asked me, I would do it for 10,000. I would do it for.
I mean, you already have some characters.
You should pitch it to him.
Yeah, I might have to. I don't know.
All you got to do is
after your other characters.
Introduce a dope new character every 3 issues, kill him off 2 issues later, and you'll fucking sell like fire.
Oh, he's talking about the kid. Okay, I got you.
Oh, the kid that showed up at his funeral.
Yeah. Okay, but in the comics, sorry. So Iron Lad is Kang, so that's why I was kind of getting confused too. There's Iron Cat as well. Yeah, JJ. If you don't know, Black Cat 11 and Black Cat 12, that was the cameo and first appearance of.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Armor. I have those issues. Yes.
Of course, that armor did get wrecked, but.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that spec and information. We're going to turn it into Mr. Hyper here. What do you got for us on the news and spec?
Oh, man. Here's the thing. I only had one spec and Face pretty much took it. But, okay, I'm going to take it from a different angle, though, for Naomi. I actually,
My bad.
I actually think this character has legs. Now, we know that it's kind of surging in price right now because of the news that just dropped about the whole CW thing. So,
yeah.
My philosophy has always been, if you miss the boat on something, don't catch it on the high wave. Always catch it when it's coming down. Because the thing is, we're just hearing an announcement that it's just in production, meaning there's still a ways off before that trailer drops. So I do agree with Face that price will come down. But I do feel that there is a bit of, the ceiling can go higher for this book, only because it's a young character that DC looks like they're trying to push, because we do know that after that first miniseries, Naomi is coming back with the second volume. The big question mark is, though, Brian Michael Bendis' status with DC, because he's the one that kind of created Naomi. So I'm like, Face, do you know if he's still like, is he on the outs with DC or is he still in DC? Because we haven't really heard.
I mean, he's still with DC right now. He's finishing up his run of Superman, which doesn't necessarily seem like it was maybe a willing separation on his end. DC maybe kind of made that decision, but I believe he's still continuing on with Legion of Superheroes. And the thing is, it's DC, so even if he's not with them, I'm not sure how that, if they changed the rules or anything like that, but
yeah,
usually when a character is created at DC owns that shit. So I'm pretty sure they got the rights to her no matter what. The thing with Naomi is I agree with you entirely. I do think she's got legs and everything like that, and I think she'll have some staying power and whatnot. I just think that you're going to be able to see that book come back down in price off of the highs that it's getting right now after people forget about her a little bit before the series actually hits.
Okay, because I thought what
it's just one thing that you can wait to pick up. I definitely think that it's one worth adding to the collection, of course. Just not right this moment.
Okay, yeah, because I think I misunderstood. I thought you meant like she kind of peaked at this point. But yeah, no, okay. So
no. I definitely think once the series finally comes out, and Ava DuVernay is a really good director. And the CW stuff has been a pretty good hit, whether you like it or not. It's done pretty well, so I think the series will probably be pretty successful.
Yeah, and the thing is, this kind of what transpired with Naomi almost kind of highlights what we've been seeing with a lot of these characters that have been coming with the highs and lows. Like you could put like Black Winter in the same mix, and well, Virus is probably a bad example because all signs point to him coming back. But we'll get to that segue after.
Yeah, I got big money on Virus.
But my whole thing is, yeah, so the whole thing with Naomi is exactly what kind of puzzles me sometimes about collectors in this hobby. Like a few months ago, people were ragging on Naomi. Actually, no, let me go way back. A year ago, Naomi was the talk of the town. She was going on the top 10, like #1 spot for a few weeks. People couldn't get enough of Naomi. Like it was hard to even get the second print of issue #1 and even issue 2, 3. I think by issue 4 or 5, stores kind of caught on and people were ordering enough copies. I remember I asked my shop for Naomi #4, and I had to actually look around. Like I had to basically hunt for issue #4 because even at that point, it was underordered.
Right.
And then a few months removed from that, suddenly people are ragging on Naomi because that's the thing. Because it's almost like you kind of get bored of a toy and then you move on to something else. And then the issue starts going down, and then people that bought into Naomi started getting
disappointed. And it's popular to rag on Bendis right now too.
Well, that's the thing, and it's almost like, and I think we kind of were talking about this in the private chat. It's almost like if you don't get that self gratification in that first few issues, same thing like with Black Winter, because Black Winter kind of pieced out after Thor 6. It's almost like everyone's kind of ragging on Donny Cates because he's not giving the story that they want based on the spec that they were hoping for. It's almost like you kind of have to let the writer do his thing, flesh out the character, and that's kind of like the game like you buy into. Like those that paid $50-$60, those are the people that are probably more upset about these issues, like not getting that instant gratification, right? Whereas people that bought it for cover price, they don't care if Naomi doesn't pan out right away. They'll wait. They'll play the long game on her, and that's
right.
And I mean, even I kind of got late to the party. I think I paid like $40 Canadian for issue #1. But even a few months ago, people would have had $40 much for that issue. But look at
actually, I'm glad you. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Face. You cut. Oh no, I thought you cut off.
No, I was waiting on you. Go ahead, my bad.
Oh, okay. No, I was pretty much done my point. No, I was just gonna say like how basically, Black as White Winter. Yeah, no, but my whole point is you kind of have to wait
He's
things
already
out.
over in DC with the Endless Winter.
See, a few months ago, people would have thought I was crazy for paying $40 for Naomi #1, and now people are paying like over $100 for issue #1. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, Face. Sorry about that. What
Oh
were you
yeah,
saying?
definitely. No, I was actually gonna say, in regards to like what you were saying about the Black Winter and everything like that. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people that that may have missed out on that feel a lot better about it now. And Donny Cates has already said he's bringing it back. But here's the thing: the thing with Donny Cates is, you know, he came out at some point here. I don't even know how long ago it was, and basically, I think he made a statement somewhere along the lines of that he wanted to sort of screw with speculators. Well, that's yeah, okay, but it's kind of an asshole move to me because you're sort of messing with people's money then. Like some of these people, that collect comics buy them maybe with the intention of not necessarily flipping them, but buying them and maybe they want to buy
Like investing in the characters, you mean?
5 issues and hold on to it for 5 years
Yeah.
and hope the character does something. And like actually collect comics and try and help and fund their own hobby. And those people are speculators too. And you're kind of screwing with their money if you're sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, get this fucking issue because it's going to be hot because we're introducing virus." And then you give us a bullshit review on the character and basically fucking kill him off an issue later. Like
Yeah.
that's just, it's kind of a dick move from a writer to do stuff like that. Don't hype your own shit if you know you're just gonna fucking
But you also, that's why you have to be
shit
careful
can it
with.
later to screw with people's money.
You kind of have to be careful though with Donny Cates what he writes, because you have to keep in mind where he's coming from. Like from what I've understood, he's actually one of those guys that doesn't collect comics per se. He's more of a reader than a collector.
Right.
I think he basically kind of gets the comps that he gets from Marvels. He just passes on to his friends and all that. He kind of just reads things like, he's not one of those people that has like 10 long boxes like most of us have right now in a room.
Right.
So for him, I don't think he has as much investment on the collector side as maybe some other, like as maybe Marvel Publishing would.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Luis, this is crazy because that's one book I've been trying to find all year, and the problem is I refuse to pay like $300 for it. So
For a 9.8 though, you mean? Not raw.
yeah, 9.8. I just refuse.
Yeah. Actually, that was another good thing that JJW just said in chat. He also said in different tweets that Virus and Codex were going to be completely new characters. And as we know, there was a certain channel that might have spoiled those reveals, and we found out a little bit earlier that they were not, in fact, new characters, but rehashes of old characters that nobody gave a fuck about.
Yeah,
And
it's
the most predictable reveal in probably the entire series with Codex.
Wow. Luis, I don't know what to say, brother. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll work something out, but damn, man, I appreciate it. Wow. Damn. Wow. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, and here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to, I don't want to just center out Donny Cates, but they are their own hype men and women. So I get it. Like they have to do that to sell the books and things like that. So like you can't get mad at them as
book without blatant.
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of going. Like
fucking lying too. It's to me, it's no different than like let's say we want to talk about another example that kind of has a little bit of relevance as something we saw today. But let's just say if you're selling comics online, and if I'm selling a comic that I know came out in, I don't know, let's just say 1980 that I have, and it's a newsstand variant. Now I fucking know that newsstand variant is way more common than the direct edition because I know enough to know that
I'm laughing because I know
That's
because
how the market was in 1980. But if I label that shit when I'm selling it as a newsstand variant, I'm doing it to just take advantage of people that don't know any better, don't know that the new was actually more prevalent in 1980 than the direct editions. It's not really any different. He's lying to hype his own shit and sell his own shit. It's the same thing with the scalpers that are labeling stuff newsstand variant needlessly to try and sell it for a premium. You know, it's the same type of thing. And it's just it's dirty salesmanship. It's taking advantage
for those in the chat
of
that are wondering,
people, and it's just shitty to do.
for those in the chat that are wondering how Face was able to get such a specific example, it's because I think you pretty much, this is what you were showing me in the private chat, right?
Right, yeah. There was actually an
Like
example today of a book that I came across that was
we won't
being
call out the
sold. I'm
guy.
not going to put anyone's names out there or anything, but it was being
Yeah,
sold, and they labeled the book as a newsstand variant to sell it at an upcharge, when in fact the newsstand variant was way more common than the direct editions back then.
He's doing it with crossover 3.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I think the
he
big
came
thing with
out and he said about crossover 3 and crossover 6 being such big issues, and I guess we'll wait and see what happens in them.
Yeah.
See if he's,
But
telling the truth this time, or
yeah, that's a book as a Venom fan, and I know we've actually had these conversations in our private chats and things like that. But like when I was growing up, Venom was one of my favorite characters, and back then, because I do look young, but I am 32. But back then, Venom wasn't a very popular character. Like if you said you like Venom, people just looked at you like, okay, like it wasn't as popular. Where nowadays, it's like you say you like Venom, and people are like, well, of course you do. Like who doesn't, kind of thing, right? So,
right.
But it is one of the titles that I did miss out on. So yeah, Luis, definitely appreciative. But yeah, that's a big, not big, but I think it is a book that means a lot to the run and the fans of Venom for sure. When it comes to Donny Cates, yeah, I think you see it in the chat. Yeah, it's one thing about selling books. Just don't lie to your customers. 100%. I mean, when we broke the news of, Scorpion being virus, like, it kind of took us. We were talking, saying, like WTF and all this crap.
Yeah, I mean, especially after all the tweets that he put out about it being a totally new original character, and then it absolutely was not at all.
Yeah, and you got to remember too, there was a tweet. I think it was a tweet that just happened a few days ago. And Hyper, I think I sent it to you, or maybe you're in our group chat. But
is it the Black Winter?
The Black Winter one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what made me be like, I don't know. Like I really, I just.
But again, see, the thing is, like in my case, and I know you're not gonna like me saying this, I bought Thor 5 at cover price. So for me, that tweet, whether it falls through or not, doesn't have much of a bearing, because again, I bought my issues. They're tucked away. If it pans out, great. If it doesn't, so what? I'm out $20-25 tops. Again, this is the game that you play when you start investing heavily in books and you're spending $40-50 on characters that barely got 2-3 issues in on a new arc. I mean, come on, it's like you're kind of playing you're kind of rolling the dice at that point.
Yeah. So I'll just get into some news and my spec here. I'll start with the news. We kind of talked about this on our Friday show, and don't get too familiarized with Friday show, because those don't happen very often. We just had that secret variant that we wanted to reveal. We had that information, so we just wanted to put it out there. But some of the news of the week was that HBO stuff, and I was reading an article of the movies that are coming out, and I don't know if you guys have taken a look, but you got Dune, you got Mortal Kombat. I didn't even know Mortal Kombat was coming out, because it's one of those things that for many years now it's just been like Mortal Kombat's coming out. Mortal Kombat's coming out. Suicide
Wait,
Squad.
is this a live action movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they had a YouTube series, right, at one point.
Yeah. But this is a live action. Like, they are doing all of this and they're pushing all this out on HBO Max. I don't know what
no
that's
doubt.
going to do for the Canadian market because we don't have HBO Max. So I'm interested to see what alternatives they give us. But I think this has opened the door for now for Marvel to start putting their stuff on Disney Plus.
I mean, yeah, I can see it.
But the thing is, I mean, I don't know the financial books of what Marvel has, but I would think that it's almost like DC kind of, their hand's almost kind of forced at this point because they kind of need to start pushing it out. Whereas I kind of feel that,
start making some money, right? Like,
yeah, where I feel like Marvel isn't bleeding out like fiscally as much as DC is. I mean, not DC,
Well,
sorry,
okay, so
AT&T Time Warner.
the thing is, like, I can fully see Marvel coming out and being like, yeah, we're gonna release, Black Widow on Disney Plus or whatever. Then maybe the next couple movies
Mm-hmm.
that are coming out because of the COVID situation and everything.
Yeah.
After that, yeah, I don't think you're gonna see Marvel doing the Disney Plus releases initially, at least. The reason being is because, I mean, the Avengers is a $2 billion payday for them if it hits theaters. If you release it on Disney Plus, that payday goes away. Now, the whole reason that you're seeing DC do that, at least with this year, is because they're already pretty much saying, all right, this shit's a fucking wash with COVID. Like, it's just not going to really matter too
Well,
much.
that's the
People
thing.
aren't really
That's
going to
the
be
point.
as interested in going back to the theaters. So they're willing to sacrifice those little bit higher paydays with the movies like, Wonder Woman or whatever, to grow the HBO Max channel basically, and get people to sign up for that.
Yeah,
because it ties in directly with
absolutely.
Warner, and
It was very popular too, right? Christmas Day. Hopefully, in my area, the theaters are open because I mean, I probably won't go Christmas Day. I'll probably go a few days later, but I'm definitely hoping to be able to see that one in theaters. Switching
so
gears
actually, is that going to be a holiday movie now since it's releasing?
Yeah, Christmas Day.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be on December.
Yeah, no,
25th.
it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Are we calling it a Christmas movie?
I don't
Like
know.
Home Alone and Die Hard?
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't believe Die Hard is one, but hey.
Whoa, wait, what? You don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
I don't know, man. It's just,
oh man.
I know it is technically.
Listen, yippee.
But
motherfucker.
All right, so we're gonna move on, and we didn't even do this together. We didn't even think about this together. We didn't even talk. Usually, when we talk about our spec, we don't really give each other our greater notes. But I was actually looking at some Naomi stuff, and if you guys know me, when a character is announced, I start looking at a different angle. So when Moon Knight was casted, what did I do? I started looking at Shadow Knight. I started looking at Black Spectre. I started looking at things like that. That's just kind of the angle I look at. So when I started thinking, okay, Naomi might be a thing, I started thinking about just characters or, the way things are going, team ups and things like that are very popular. I came across a few books I think might be something interesting. First book being Naomi #5. This is the origin of Naomi.
her armor.
Yeah, the armor. It's the first appearance in her costume. So there you go. And it's also, I think I'm going to butcher this, but it's the first appearance of Zoom Bardo, which is basically, I forget where I read it, but it's like a tyrant of the dimension that tries to kill her. So right off the bat, I could totally see it being one of those
like a villain
that we see, you know what I mean? Or somebody that is referred to back and forth, whether it be in a flashback or just somebody that's there kind of in the background. So that book will, on a high end, you could probably get at $5. I think Key Collector has it at $4. So it's not too crazy. The other book with Naomi is Young Justice number 10. It's the first meeting with Naomi and Young Justice. It's a debut of a new, I mean, it's got a few things in it, but there's a debut of a new costume and name for Tim Drake. It's the origin of Jimmy Hex. So there's a lot of things going on there, but most importantly, it's the first meeting of Naomi and Young Justice. If you want to get into, you know, them getting into that way, things like that. So two books I would probably be on the lookout for because they're dirt cheap. Again, if you Google or you do some research on Naomi and you look at, say, like her enemies or things like that, I mean, Zimbardo. I think the other one is Red Cloud. And
Red Cloud is more of a Superman villain, I think.
Yeah. And then there's.
I
think she seems like she's become that.
But I think she does have ties to Naomi. I'm not that up to date on Superman, but I think they do have because I know that she does cross over into Action Comics like Naomi. I mean,
yeah, and then I think the third villain would be Dr. Glory. I think it was. I don't know. I can't find her on anything. I
the last I knew Red Cloud villain as part of the Invisible Mafia in the Superman run that Bendis is doing right now.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can find that book, I mean, it's just ways, you know, if you want to kind of set yourself up to what you might see, might be ahead of the curve. This is probably a good way to look at it. So those two books are definitely two books I would be on the lookout for. The other one that I've actually been talking about a lot is, and I'll bring it up actually because I want to bring it up here. Boom, 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 boom. Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people say they don't know what book I'm talking about, or they can't find it, which I believe is hard to do with, you know, Key Collector and things like that. But is that Thanos 11 book? First appearance of the Fallen One, the first herald of Galactus.
Is this from Donny Cates' run?
No, this is from the original, I believe. No, can't remember. I'll get back to you, Hyper. But definitely a herald that I think that we could see. I know a lot of people are talking about Terex the Tamer, just like I was. Frankie Ray. What's the other one? There's Firestorm, things like that. Like all those books across the board have gone up. Airwalker. There's another one. Yeah, somebody watched my video. But this one for sure, just being the first one, and the fact that he has ties to Thanos later on, because he is one that is his first, but is one that fails him. So, you know, that could be something to be on the lookout for. Again, this one is kind of high. Key Collector's got it at $15 on a high. I think you might be able to get it a little cheaper, to be honest with you. Probably in that $5 Canadian range. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that one for sure. I think there's going to be big things when it comes to Galactus and that cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
Just because of how Thanos came with his crew, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say it like did super well, but it did have its popularity. Those books did see a little spike, and Galactus has more popular characters.
Yeah, right? And the thing is, it's not going to be like the Fox version of Galactus, where it's just like some giant ass cloud in the sky.
Oh God, yeah, I hope not.
No, you're gonna hopefully actually see Galactus.
Yeah, it better be like, you know, boss, you know, grade A, fucking badass. So yeah, I just want to take this time to say I never win anything. I rarely win.
Hold on.
You got some news, right?
Yeah, you gotta let me lead this in.
Okay.
All right, I know it's your show, but you know.
Oh man, I'm just.
All right, so as you guys know, I was doing my 1K IG giveaway contest for the last 2 weeks, I gave 2 weeks because someone asked me why 2 weeks. So just because it's almost like a grace period, and I wanted many people to enter as much, just to give them a chance to enter if they missed out. So last night was a cutoff, and I did my random draw this Sunday afternoon. I did it live so that there's no tomfoolery and people knew that everything was on the up and up. All the names were put on screen. When I hit that spin the wheel, I mean, clearly by his excitement, you know where I'm going with this. Newbie Comics ended up winning my contest. Again,
Newbie came in
so
second.
that video was uploaded on my timeline, so people know that it's legit. The fix isn't in. He actually won.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that one of my followers on IG to call the price.
I was pumped when I saw the video. I got tagged in it. I saw that you went live. I was like, oh shoot, okay, let's go. And then I got tagged in. I was like, wait, what?
Now the irony of all this is the same dude that basically you could almost say killed the virus spec, and he's actually winning
the virus,
the storyline from Venom that introduces virus. So talk about a full circle.
Yeah, I'm gonna start talking about more characters that die. So then that way maybe I win, like, I don't know, an Iron Man 1 or like, Iron Man 55 or something like that. We'll see.
Yeah, so just to recap what he actually ended up winning. If you do know, you know. So in my giveaway, I was giving away Venom issue 25 to 30 plus the free comic book day issue. Those are coming from my own personal collection, so I'm going to be sending those out to Newbie. On top of that, I partnered with a video game retail company in Toronto called KG Gaming. They were gracious enough to actually toss in a video game, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on PS4. So that also will be heading over to Newbie's house. So you'll be getting that very soon.
That is crazy. Man, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Like I said, I've never won. Usually it's Face and Keys that are winning everything. So, yeah, that's
man. I'm kind of glad
I don't win anything.
Wait, didn't you win a giveaway at one point, Face?
Yeah.
I won a couple.
Yeah, see?
But like I said, I'm kind of like obviously everyone was eligible, but I was happy that the person that won was someone that actually communicated with IG on a regular basis. I mean, so it is cool to have someone in my. I'm not gonna say like I was rooting for just Newbie to win, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, because there are people that probably just would click on your page and would just follow you just to be in the contest, and then they'll peace out.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I've noticed a lot of people when they do their giveaways now, like you almost have to be present in their like live or whatever to win. I'm seeing it a little bit more and more actually. So.
Yeah, I mean it's tough with everyone's schedule, so that's why I kind of did it in a way that
time zones and depending on where you're watching from and things like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so no, I was just glad that it was one of my day ones that actually ended up winning it. So yeah, congrats, man.
Thank you. Speaking of giveaways, I have a giveaway I'm announcing. I got 4 books I'm giving away. No video games included. No virus. Actually, maybe virus. Maybe I throw in something virus related. Who knows?
Well, actually, throws back my own price.
But yeah, I got to give away. I will be announcing. I was gonna drop the video because I got it all set. I had everything ready to go. I was gonna drop it last week. Just work got in the way, so I will be dropping that video and that announcement soon. It shouldn't be too hard. I'm kind of excited to give some of these books away because there's some books that I've been preaching for a while. I got 2 videos coming in the next week or so. Definitely excited to show off that Grail video. I got a CGC submission that I just got back. So there's a few things going on. Hyper, what do you got going on your Instagram channel?
You know what? Same deal. I'm just trying to post things on my IG just to show my love of the hobby. I'll usually be posting things that I pick up at the comic shop or issues that I find are, just cool things that maybe people aren't aware of. And apart from that, I'm, as you can see, I've been making my rounds on YouTube. Don't actually have my own official channel yet, but so far I'm enjoying my time on Newbie's channel. I've also been spending a lot of time on the Spine Ticks channel on Saturdays, and I made appearances on other channels like Hood Rat's channel. I made an appearance there last Thursday for the first time for their mail call.
Yeah.
And I've also done Sparks Comics channel. So yeah, man, just enjoying spending time with the community.
Yeah, man. Sure. And we love having you here. So,
thanks, man.
Face, what do you got coming on your channel, brother? I know you've been busy the last couple days, but what do you got coming up?
For sure. Well, actually, I have 2 videos that I'm going to be dropping. Dropping one of them tomorrow for sure. They're both character spotlights. One is going to be on Victor Zaz, and the other one's going to be on Scarecrow. I actually did them a while back, but haven't been able to upload them because I was having some internet problems. But those are potentially worked out, and I'm definitely dropping one of them tomorrow. And the other one I'll probably drop a day or two later, just to space them out a little bit.
Dope. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'll be there. I'll be watching. I'm off tomorrow, so I will be. I'll definitely be watching and waiting for that notification.
For sure. Same here.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, of course. And chat, if you haven't already, please make sure you guys go follow both FaceTime and Hyper on their Instagram, and go follow and sub up Mr. FaceTime, as he's got some content. I know our 4th member, Mr. Sleeveless in Seattle, is sleeping, but if you haven't already, just know Mr. Key Issues is still doing his thing. It's just a little work complication, work schedule. But he'll be back with us shortly. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, make sure you check him out. Again, it's Mr. Key Issues. And make sure you guys go sub him up, because he still has his, I think it's 250 sub giveaway going on. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, thank you for joining. I know it's late, so I appreciate it.
Nice.
And yeah, guys, we'll be back on Tuesday. All right. So I'll see you then. Later, guys.
Peace.
Peace.